Hello, everyone, and welcome into our PHLY Phillies watch along show here, brought to us by our friends at Miller Lite. And our friends at Miller Lite here hooked us up with the great people over at Billy Murphy's Saloon in East Falls, who provided us some food for the watch along and this pretty tremendous bird shirt, which we have hanging up. So thank you very much to the Murphy family there from Billy Murphy Saloon. Great bar, Philadelphia institution. So check it out. And, of course, drink some cold, delicious Miller Lite while you're there. We'll be there on Tuesday, Renee, from 5 to 7 doing the trade deadline show. And I'm sure some more Miller Lights will be had. And hopefully we'll be talking about, at that point, what two great trades the Phillies made for bullpen arms in addition to Austin Hayes.
Yeah, I mean, right now it feels like this is going to end up being our trade deadline show with the amount of trades that have happened today. But I like that things are picking up. It does feel like we're moving in a direction. The Phillies have made a move, at least, a very inexpensive bargain move for Austin Hayes. And it allows us to come into tonight's game with a little different perspective. So a chance to kind of now just wait, knowing the outfielder move is done. And now it's time to focus the attention on which bullpen arms will they bring in, because they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And now we get to be excited, waiting with bated breath to see who they actually can make a move for.
All right. I cannot bullshit anyone watching us or you.
Oh, no, Jamie.
I do not stand long before I dive back into this food. Because these things, these ribs over here, they've been staring at me in the face for about 35 minutes. And I'm only so much of a man. I am going to break, especially watching Tyler ram one in his face back there.
Gosh. What does it taste like? What is it? Just a rib?
Yeah, good. So yes, it's a watch along here at PHLY tonight. We have our Miller Lights out. We'll be eating some food, just hanging out, watching the game, talking about all the latest today because there was a lot of activity around Major League Baseball. Still more to come. But it's kind of cool to see a active, couple days before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
It's like the start of the snowball, and we'll see what happens if Scooble gets moved. Some of these bigger names like Luis Robert, does he go somewhere? What do the Phillies do? So it's fun that it's kind of already in motion a little bit.
All I can say is thank you to teams for going ahead and making these moves now, because first of all, you did it while we are live, or the day that we're going to be live for like 4 hours. So we have plenty of time to talk it over. And then also, some leagues, you might get breaking news at like 3 a.m. NBA, we're looking at you. Sixers, we're looking at you. But it's nice to see some moves being made during the business hours. So we have plenty of time to talk about it while we are already awake. And hopefully, knock on wood, that continues this weekend, that teams are pretty diligent. And also today, it felt like everybody was dropping trades at the same time.
I know. On the drive in today,
Yes.
my phone was just like buzzing from,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
do you have that friend that texts you, in case you're not on Twitter, which I am a lot,
Yes.
I always have that one friend that it's like, if there's a trade that happens like within 3 to 4 minutes, that trade is getting texted to me, and I appreciate that friend as always.
Yeah, I got my threads.
Yeah.
I got my threads. Shout out to the threads that keep us up to date.
Yeah.
Did you see what just happened?
So is your friend group just trying to be informative, or is your friend group trying to be pseudo Adam Schefter?
Oh no,
There's a rush.
There is a rush.
It feels like my buddies are trying to
We've talked about
win the
this.
race to break the news.
But remember, we've discovered we have different types of friends. Like, all my friends are all sports people, media people. So nobody's trying to like look at me, I know everything first. We are just legitimately like, hey, did you see this?
Yeah.
And then that's our safe space to be able to say what we really want to say about these trades and breaking news that we might not be able to say publicly. But we don't have a fake Adam. We have like the true. We're all nerds that are
Actual
glued to our
professionals
phones.
in this industry.
And we're all like, oh my gosh, I saw this. It's like we're all glued to our phones and updates. But I feel like, Tyler, you're the one that didn't have, your friends aren't sports people.
Nobody in my...
I have a lot of non-sports friends.
I have a lot of friends that are in this
You have
industry.
friends, guys?
I don't have many friends. It's kind of sad. This is why we adopted the cat. I mean, no.
Millie?
It didn't happen.
No, you're
I
going
think
to
you
have
did.
it.
He said that without grimacing. He said that like very upbeat. Like it felt very genuine.
Anyway, I have like two like group chats that are always going.
Okay.
One of them is a bunch of buddies in the industry, One of them is friends that are out of the industry. The one that I'm talking about is the one that my buddies out of the industry. They all have different jobs and whatnot, and they're all big time, diehard Philly sports fans. But that's the one that's like a race to see who can out Woj.
Oh wow. No.
There is a certain rush to letting your buddies know first. Because
I don't care anymore. I gave up caring.
It's just like a small little
I even texted.
They found out because of me.
I even texted in the group chat today. I was like, "Oh, Eflin to the Orioles," and as soon as I sent it, I'm like, "You're such a loser." They are on Twitter too. You don't need to see that. You don't need to be the guy.
You guys broke it to me. Was it something recently?
Today? Did you see it today?
It might have been today, yeah, because I was on the golf course. But I think even before that, I think one of your guys' texts alerted me first.
It was Whit Merrifield.
Yeah, so you guys beat me to it twice. So these text chains are important, Tyler. This is serious business.
Well, that's really my thought process for it. It's more of informative, knowing. It's not to be the first. It's to make sure, hey, I know, some of my Baltimore people and even just other baseball people are like, hey, did you see the Phillies made a trade? And I'm like, oh, yeah, did you see this? It's more to just make sure we're kept in the loop. And then also we legitimately just talk about it. The same way that we talk about it here on the show. We're just, talking about it, jumping on the phone, texting whatever it is, oh, my gosh, what does this mean? Whatever, just shit talking and whatever else.
So I just got a tweet, and I'm curious your guys' opinions because I will share with you mine. A tweet said, I will be the first to admit, let me get the name here. I was wrong. These City Connect, Connor Mack, these City Connect jerseys have grown on me. They have not grown on me.
Me neither. I like the hat a lot.
The hat's the best
hat
part.
Is really, really nice.
Haven't they grown on you at all?
Particularly
well,
like the
first of all,
jersey.
I don't know what Frank Barber is alluding to that I said.
You said it. You say your friends in your group chat say things how you really feel about a trade or.
Yeah, that's our spot. That's a safe spot where you can say things that are not safe to talk about publicly and tweet. But in terms of the City Connect jerseys, I think I'm still in the same spot with them. I never fully hated them. I just thought they were weird, and I thought it was very bizarre to roll out jerseys that didn't, to me, feel professional. I always have felt like I think the tops are great to rock as a fan. They just don't scream Major League Baseball to me. They scream very much like, a youth team or a high school team or something. I don't see all the money and effort put into this as a Major League Baseball. And then the yellow is actually what really throws me. And I know it's all the colors and the flag and everything, but it's such a very bright banana yellow.
Yeah, and I just don't like the font.
It's
on
Big
Philly.
Bird yellow, and
That's
then
the part I hate.
The font is also weird.
It's just too
I love
sharp
the light
and
blue
big.
though. That's my favorite part of it. But I just feel like it could have been better worked with the colors. I'm, my fashionista in me, as I look like a bum today, it just feels like there's. Oh, thanks, Jamie.
Yeah,
thank you. It just feels like this
you
could have been
look
done better.
fine is the nicest compliment Jamie will give you.
Yeah. You look fine. You look comfortable.
I'm so comfortable. We're gonna be here forever. So
some fresh Nikes on.
Yeah, I came with the
Ooh,
casual.
Bone with a bat spike. They're
and
frustrated.
a helmet spike. This is not a good start. Complete opposite of what I was thinking of today.
Well, bottom of the first inning means I'm gonna eat this this meat stick in front of me here.
All right. So now that I don't have,
I do want to try this.
Now that I don't have a
the
rib,
burger was so good.
Now that I don't have a rib in my mouth, as you're saying, hey, how's the food taste?
Watch your bend.
Little bit of a nice little spicy kick at the end, but a really good barbecue sauce. Just
I thank you, sir.
Fall off the bone. I mean, so I was unaware of this place.
Oh, this is an institution.
Prior to our kind of work agreement here.
Look at that. Look at
and
that.
I went down
Look at
there.
that girth.
I went down there last week to set the scene a little bit.
That I can have.
Mm-hmm.
I walked in and I'm like, everybody I walked, there wasn't that many people. It was Tuesday on, it was an afternoon still.
Mm-hmm.
People were starting to come in. And I walked in, I'm like, that food looks good. That food looks good. That food. Tyler, you're here on business. Do the job first and then you can eat. These ribs are tremendous.
Yeah, that's really good stuff.
It's hot.
Billy Murphy Saloon, East Falls, salute.
Why does it taste like a buffalo wing?
Well, it's probably like a sweet heat type of barbecue sauce.
It's like ribs meat buffalo wings.
Not overly spicy, but a nice little kick.
I feel like I should have some blue cheese.
That with a rib?
Oh my god! I knew it.
Ask and you shall receive.
By the way, guys, totally unrelated. The number 1 overall pick in this year's draft will make his pro debut today, and they sent him right to High A, which just shows you how they feel about
Wait, Condon won second. Who was first?
Travis Bazzana.
The Australian.
Yeah,
He's the first ever
went
Australian
to Oregon State. I think he hit like damn near 500 his last year at Oregon State. But he will make his major league debut or his professional debut today. Excuse me. They sent him right to High A.
That's pretty wild. But why not? I mean,
and the reason that it's relevant to today, of course, is because he's the Guardians draft pick.
yes. Other teams just finding holes a little bit against the Phillies lately. The guys look like they're kind of body language is a little.
It's not great.
It's not good, right? Like Stott just went slumped shoulders on that.
Yeah, and we just started the game, and it feels
Come
very.
on, guys,
like,
let's get the vibes back up.
Yeah, it
The
feels
bats are gonna
like they've
awaken.
hit a wall.
This is so good.
This is really good. I need some milk.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
we're doing this again.
Okay.
You
I had a nice big glass of milk
Have
earlier.
the palate
And this
of a
would make it-
child.
Wow.
Tasty cakes and milk.
Me and Renee were talking before the show started. She goes, "Yeah, I had all I had today was cereal," and I'm
I
like,
didn't say all I had. That was my breakfast. Cereal and yogurt. Such a healthy breakfast.
What kind of cereal?
Cheerios. Oh no.
What
shredded-
kind of Cheerios?
Yes.
My favorite is multigrain.
No. Honey Nut Cheerios. Give me the sweet stuff.
I like the
Multigrain's actually good too, though.
Yeah,
but
it
dude,
is.
the generic Cheerios,
I like
the
too.
light yellow box. I mean, I'll eat it, but it's not something I will buy.
Hmm.
But I also had some shredded wheat. Oh, so good. I like to mix cereal. Have you ever mixed cereal? It's a
Yeah.
best of both worlds.
That was a staple as a kid.
As a kid, you guys are add as a kid.
I don't. Well,
Oh!
I don't mix cereal now. But there was a cereal. Do you remember in Philly there was a cereal bar that opened in West Philly? I don't know if they're still around.
Or a cereal bar, like an actual drinking bar. I thought you meant
No. Like it was just like you walked up and like made your own concoctions and stuff. I'm pretty sure the one in West Philly closed, but it did exist for a little while. I think Cereality.
I thought
something
you
like
meant
that.
the actual bars, like granola bar.
Oh no.
Those are really good.
Like a brick and mortar establishment.
What's happening?
Yeah, Bryce has made two bad plays tonight.
Ooh, Spiral had milk with dinner tonight. Woohoo!
Yeah, Dr. Blah on our Discord channel just said really bad Harper game 30 minutes in.
Yeah, the vibes are definitely off. I know Frank Barber's saying in the chat also, like it feels like a very blah blah day. You know, sometimes you have those days where you just feel so groggy and off. That's them right now.
They need a coffee enema.
I mean, if you just over the first couple of innings, you go back through some of the balls that have been hit by the Guardians. I mean, 87 for David Fry, found its way into kind of no man's land. Even Andres Jimenez was 86.
That was like Ranger the other night. They weren't crushing.
The last one was just 63. It's just unfortunately when things pile up in a negative direction, it's like, bloops and bleeders find their way in.
Yeah.
And then inversely,
all right,
When
strike out there, Christopher.
Inversely, when things are going well, like you'll hit a ball off the bag and it'll ricochet the right way, or you hit the ball off the wall and it caroms kind of to the corner and you end up getting an extra base out of it. Like these type of things happen over the course of a long season. Unfortunately, the Phillies are kind of marred in a ugly downswing, everything ugly happens at once type of situation.
I think we're going to have to turn the closed captions off because I can't see the outs. And it's driving me crazy. So I think we're going to have to turn that
When
off.
it moves.
Not really.
2. There's 2 outs right now.
Yeah, but it's covered most of the time. All right, I'll give you another half inning of attempting.
Is there another spot it can go?
No,
There you go. See? Wow, by the way, cleaned my bone.
Wait, did it? Oh, they're just not talking. Yeah, those were really, really good.
See, every once in a while, it moves.
All right. Got out of it. Good work there, Sanchez.
It's also bizarre the closed captions at the top of the TV, not the bottom.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another option.
Yeah. Sanchez with 2 strikeouts on the night so far. All right.
I did say he'd give up a run. He's given up 1.
And apparently it was Bryce's fault.
Right.
We kind of missed it setting up the pregame show. Accidentally. But people in the Discord were not happy with Bryce. Said he owes us a home run for that one. Should have gotten out of the inning.
Yeah. We have closed captions on, guys, because we can't listen to the game while we are.
Because YouTube will shut our ass down.
So I actually don't like closed captions games
I'm going
either,
for a burger too.
but hot stuff makes me sniffle. Oh man. That was good. All right, what's this that you're eating now?
This looks different than the jalapeno one I had. This more
Is that a
looks more,
cucumber on there or a pickle?
I think it's pickle. This looks more like a traditional.
I feel like my mouth is still a little bit hot. And I don't think those are that hot.
Yeah, it's just like a classic.
Is it a burger?
Mm-hmm.
Is it hot?
Mm-mm.
Is it cheese?
It's kind of like Big Mac-ish
Ooh, I like a Big Mac.
with lettuce, a little special sauce, some pickle.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, Renee and I are having dinner because of our friends at Billy Murphy Saloon in East Falls. And yeah, what was that?
It's a big burger.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, this is good. Oh, Frank Barber is listening to us instead of the game.
Thanks, Frank.
I love that. And too bad we're just too busy eating to actually say words. We'll be better. This is a really
Darius
good burger.
Rucker, what's he doing on right now?
I don't know. I got to read the closed caption. He
What's
said,
it-
"What's
what-
up? I know you are a great singer. I
Was
know
that
you
the
can-
Croc?
I know you can do it, John."
Oh, is Croc singing something?
Yeah, so there was something going on Twitter where I think Darius Rucker put out a new song,
Okay.
and I don't know how it got back to Kruk. It came back around to Kruk singing the song or something, and Kruk tweeted back that was like, he tweeted something along the lines of, "I'll only do it with Darius Rucker's permission or blessing." And Darius Rucker fired back and was like, "Hell yeah, do it." And I don't know. I guess
Is he going to do it in game?
I don't know. That I don't know. I'll have to look it up to give you the definitive answer.
I don't know.
Crocker. You know what goes really well with these burgers? Miller Lite.
A nap?
Not milk. Actually, I think it was Spiler Out or somebody was like, Spiler Out. I had milk with dinner tonight. It was
read that
beaten
already.
into my brain as a kid, and it still carries on. I used to be not allowed to get up from the table until I drank my milk.
See, it wasn't even my parents that did it. I think that's why I'm such a milk lover. Because I did it myself in college. Me and one of my best friends, we would just drink milk with every meal.
Yeah.
And then, like,
I think that's why I started to not like it, and then I was still like forced
yeah,
to
it was
drink
like
it.
forced on you, whereas I chose that life.
All right, so here's how this happened. Darius
missing the
Rucker
ball.
on July 10th tweeted, "Have you heard my new song with Jennifer Nettles?
I
It's
haven't
been a
heard that,
favorite of mine
no.
for a while, and having her sing on it felt so right." John Kruk quote tweeted, said, "Yes, yes, yes, great song, my brother." And then, let's see where this kind of went from there. I think he said, where did this end up happening?
Oh, the last sip of room temperature milk is so good. Oh,
I don't know how
We're
this
saying that in
ended
the
up
chat.
happening. I'll find you the answer.
nothing like chugging. I don't.
So then
sip
why
milk.
don't you just keep? Oh, I guess it'll go bad, but just let it sit out longer at room temperature.
Okay.
And have a whole glass of that.
So somebody tweeted
But I
at
also like
Kruk.
it cold too. I like both.
Somebody tweeted
But
at
I will
Kruk.
take. Sorry, Tyler. This is more important. I usually will, while I'm
Milk
eating
on.
my breakfast, my glass of milk is sitting there, and then I don't drink while I eat. That part has carried over from childhood. I don't drink anything while I'm eating unless it's hot and like burning my mouth. And then after you're done eating, when you're thirsty, your thirst needs to be quenched with a nice cold, refreshing glass of milk. Then I chug the milk. And it's got like the chill's slightly gone. Not too warm, not too cold. Too cold's gonna like,
I'm trying to enjoy
Freeze
my
your
Miller Lite, and all this milk talk's making my stomach turn.
the good stuff.
All right, Tyler. So
I should have bought milk with me.
Oh God, I got to move on from milk. All right, how did Kruk get
so-
involved next?
He said he loved the song. Somebody said, "Sing it at tonight's game." Kruk said, if at Darius Rucker gives me the green light, I will do it. Love that song. And Darius Rucker fired back and said, green friggin' light. So I guess.
So the night we have to watch on mute, so YouTube doesn't shut us down, you mean to tell me John Kruk is going to be singing in the booth?
I guess.
If he is singing, we have to figure this out. We might have to mute our mics so we can listen temporarily.
Oh,
See,
man. All right.
One thing, though, that's been bizarre is I feel like both teams are it's a little bit of a weird game with some odd defensive plays.
Oh, that wasn't even close to a strike. Give me a break. These guys stink. And Harper calling them out the other night, completely justified. Like, it's gotten worse.
There's still some conversation in chat.
Oh, come
regarding
on.
milk, and I won't.
That didn't even get the stripe at all.
Yikes!
Like, that's garbage.
I just don't know why it feels like it's getting worse with
He
these
does.
calls.
Man, putting those boxes up. What year do you think that started? Because I have no recollection of that.
And that's
was it there in 2008 World Series run?
That I don't remember when they added it, but
I feel like it was.
That's the umpire's complaint, is that actually, statistically speaking, they believe that they've done a better job than in years past.
That wasn't even close.
With all of the technology advancements, it's being more pinpointed, the errors that they're making.
And they're right in saying that.
And I will say this. I think it becomes definitively more difficult to call strikes, the higher the velocity, and B, the better the pitch sequencing. So whether you're throwing 100 or you have a wipeout slider or a disgusting changeup or things like that, that's the only credence I will give them. However, I will say this. You are supposed to be the best at your craft. And if you're not succeeding at the level that you should be succeeding as the best of your craft, there's no penalty, there's no downside to struggling at your job. Like,
Angel Hernandez was employed for 35 years.
I am a huge believer in umps should be they should be optioned. If you have if you're under a specific set number or your sequencing is bad, umpires should be optioned just like players get optioned.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
It will never happen.
There's all these stipulations in place for players and coaches and what they can and can't do, and their performance is always being evaluated. And why are we not getting the same consistency and same energy for umps who are making game-changing misses on things that are very blatant? And now, as we know, robo-ump, the conversation around that is changing, and we're not going to be seeing robo-umps in the same way. There's got to be something that's practical to hold them accountable. Just to continuously have these awful calls makes no sense. I don't know what they're looking at. And like you said, Tyler, this is their job, though. There's no excuse. Yes, you're human, blah, blah, blah. This is what you train for. This is what you practice for. This is your job to be able to get these calls right. And you're missing. And it's getting worse.
It is getting worse.
It's ridiculous.
And Bryce was pissed the other night. And he was like, this isn't a reaction to tonight's game. He's like, they did it to us in Pittsburgh and now again here in Minnesota. And he's right. It just sucks because cat's out of the bag. I mean, they started putting this on TV. Now we know more and more. People started watching MLB Savant and Stat Tracker, and they see it more and more. So, the only solution here is to either go to the challenge system or the robot.
Tyler's stuffing his face currently.
Yeah, I kind of want to eat another half a burger.
It was very good.
I was that hungry.
When did you last eat?
I had chicken salad at 11:40. No bread, just some chicken salad.
Oh, yeah. Dig on in there.
But a burger and a half is a lot. See, I'm walking.
You already had a whole burger?
I've had a whole burger. So that's the line of
this is a judgment-free zone.
Eating
Jamie.
too much, though.
I'm going to turn the other cheek. Do what you got to do.
Eating too much is a terrible feeling.
Take a couple bites. Don't eat the whole thing. Because I didn't finish mine. Sorry to tell you, it's just sitting in there with the other one.
Yeah, maybe I play it safe with a rib. I gotta.
Oh yeah, get that rib.
And there's more in there.
There's celery in there.
Ooh, I gotta think strategy. I'm at the point with my stomach where I'm like.
This is why I always like to finish off my meals with dessert, because it gives you just the right amount. Like when you're feeling a little bit full, but you need a little extra, you get a little nice cupcake or cookies or something. It's just enough to finish you off. I'm gonna attempt to change the closed caption while it's a commercial. hopefully everybody's enjoying this game because we're not. But it's early.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Are you turning the closed caption off?
No, I'm trying to see if I can like move it somewhere else.
These arms stink.
Oh, you can change the font of the closed caption, the color, the size. What? What's all that for? I don't need to do all that.
I should have rolled in another TV and set up NCAA football right over there. And I could have.
You're addicted.
I could have done the show, played some NCAA. football.
Quite frankly, it probably would have been really entertaining.
It probably would have been more entertaining, definitely, than what's going on right now.
I have to assume, based on the
floppy
fact
hat. I want a bucket hat.
that
bucket hat. What's wrong with you?
Oh no! I just saw Jeff Kerr, Bryson Stott hitting 087 over the last 15 days.
it's bad.
Woo. That's why.
What were you saying?
So I have to assume, based on
And are you on
how
screen?
it's-
I don't know.
sure, why
No.
not?
Yeah,
He's not.
hop in there. I'll-
Based on, I was trying to eat while I was doing that, so
well,
I'm
now
good now.
Now you're done.
By the way, I got a fried chicken sandwich back here. That's what you guys are missing. That's what FC stands for.
Oh, I'm probably gonna dive into a half of that if there's some
Delicious.
left.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I
that's
have to
where
imagine.
Now a new fighter has entered the arena. My stomach got excited.
It was
I
great.
will have a half.
It was
of fried
really,
chicken
really
New
good.
fighters.
The amount of people
You gotta
here
eat what you gotta
that
eat.
A, already love college football, B, have become disgustingly obsessed with this game.
Yeah.
There will be soon a PHLY dynasty stream of some kind.
Oh, we've already talked about it.
I think we have to do it. I think that we have to do it in a way where like everybody starts with bad teams.
Well, there's also ways that everybody could contribute to the same team as well. So we have to talk strategy.
It's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. I
That's
don't
a
know.
lot of cooks in the kitchen. What if somebody's not good?
Well,
What if I don't
then
trust you either?
Then don't step up and contribute to the program.
I
We
recruit.
got
I
to build
recruit.
something from the ground up here as a team.
I don't fully understand.
What if I recruit differently than you? What if you recruit differently
I-
than
I-
Renee?
I believe in you.
How many
I don't believe
do
in
you
me.
roll into season after season, or are you just playing one season?
I don't know. We got a lot to talk about. I started a dynasty personally with the Tulane Green Wave. So that'll be
Tulane.
several seasons.
Renee, can I ask you a question? Is this
I don't know.
is this a violation on Jamie? Jamie was playing with his franchise or his dynasty. Sorry, I play a lot of Madden, used to franchise. Jamie was playing with his dynasty and started, and I don't blame him for doing this. Started the season with
He
FCS
dropped
opponent,
it.
What is happening
Started
in
the
this
season
game?
with what?
an
I'm outta
FCS
here.
opponent.
I didn't make the schedule.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, because
No.
you can.
Oh no, I just
Yeah,
took.
you can make the schedule whatever you want.
Oh no, I just took whatever
Okay.
they gave me.
There
so
it is.
that's a little bit different.
Yeah,
So he
because
started,
I was like, who the hell is FCS Panda Southeast?
started the season with an FCS tune-up game, right? What'd you win the game? 105 to 3?
115 to 3.
115 to 3.
Yeah, or maybe 7, but yeah.
At some point in the middle of the game, don't you think Jamie's got to go, all right, I got to put the difficulty up a little bit?
So I didn't know. Of
course not.
So I haven't played in over a decade. So I was like asking people. I was
He's
like,
making up for that lost time now.
because I wanted to change the quarter length.
Yeah,
I
I get
wanted
all-
to
you can-
change the difficulty, and I didn't do it in game. So yeah.
And then my guy goes, yeah, my quarterback's got 14 touchdowns. I'm like, why have you not pulled him yet?
14
He's like,
touchdowns for what?
I was going after that.
he's like, I'm
Heisman.
going for the Heisman.
Oh my God.
Did
Sick.
you guys weren't here the other day? Versace, our intern, was sitting there watching me and basically shit talking me the whole time, going like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, no, you shouldn't be doing that," and like telling me all these hacks and this and that. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I would beat you real bad." And I was like, he goes, "I would even beat you with Kennesaw State, and I'll give you Georgia in Athens."
Dang. You
And I
took
was
that from,
sold.
And
from
I was
Versace?
like, "Damn, Versace." I was like, "All right,
Versace.
I was like, "Sit down." He sat down, and I whooped his ass.
All right, you better
I beat him 65-35, something like that.
Better had one.
Granted,
Can't take that trash talk and then get
he would beat me with a top like 25 matchup, but as Kennesaw State,
Oh yeah. You should have won.
I outclassed him.
Outclassed them. Where did our closed captions go?
You must have turned them off. Thank you.
I
Now I
didn't
can see
even
how many
come
outs there are.
back. I was enjoying that.
Oh, Cleveland's asking for the review.
Again?
Well, the player signaled to the dugout that he
This
wants it.
game needs to pick it up. Come on,
Vibes
Phillies.
are weird, boys.
Vibes are so weird. I was so optimistic and now I'm regretting everything. It just felt like things were going to be changing. Maybe are they this upset they lost their brothers, Christian Pache or Andy Dominguez? And I say that with sarcasm because these are grown men that don't care.
He holds onto the ball, right? Oh, he's off the bag.
He's not touching the bag.
Oh, it looked like he got it back on there. That was close.
Oh.
Oh, they're not reviewing. Okay.
Versace. Man, oh man. 94 mile per hour sinker for Sanchez sinker.
Tyler, I'm coming for that fried chicken soon.
Wait, yeah, actually,
you wanna? How much is left
like
of
a boneless
JK,
fried chicken?
it's not there. It doesn't exist. No, there was at least one. I don't know if the second one also was fried chicken. So there's at least a half.
Describe it to us? What's on it?
There was
besides fried chicken,
pickle. There was some coleslaw. I don't remember exactly, but it was good. I know that.
And again, thank you to Billy Murphy Saloon in East Falls, and of course our friends at Miller Lite for bringing us this watch along Friday evening here at PHLY. It's a great shirt. Did you see the back too?
Yeah.
Go Birds.
Would you guys like to get mad again?
Go Birds.
Irrationally?
Irrationally mad at you?
and actually
not
the
at me.
definition of "go birds" on here.
What does it say?
It says used to mean hello, goodbye, thank you, have a great day, or just about anything. The origin is in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You really do. It is really a greeting of like, go birds.
Go Birds. See a Philadelphia now in a while? Go Birds.
Oh, yeah.
Go Birds.
Fellow Philadelphia. Go Birds.
Tyler, you said you want to make us irrationally mad?
Not at me. At what you guys were just talking about the last half inning. Here are the last two strikeouts. Both on pitch
terrible.
5. They're not even remotely close. And I know that this is a computer-generated image. Sometimes it could be off a hair or two. Oh, you guys can't see it, right?
No, yeah.
Yes, it's Brandon Marsh and Bryson Stott's strikeouts, both of which are not even remotely close.
No. I mean, even to the naked eye, it was bad. Ugh.
You know when you eat something chewy and in your head it's so loud?
Uh-huh.
Is it that loud? I'm like, do you hear this
Do
loud?
it again.
So it's not that bad in person, but you have to remember you have a microphone in front of you, and
It's not too bad.
people are listening.
Celery is maybe the loudest internal chewing thing.
So loud internally.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It like takes over your head.
Potato chips are pretty bad too, though.
Yeah. Especially kettle cooked.
I want like a snap right now.
Okay, that one's a little loud. I got quiet there and I was like, oh, yeah, no, definitely loud. Yeah. You can't really do anything about it.
So
Enjoy your celery, Renee.
to play even further on this, just scrolling Twitter. You know it's bad when MLB game day screenshots are all over the app.
Yes.
I will go on the record. Umpire strike zone is all over the place. This umpire is terrible. Our buddy Absolutely Hammered says, I'm going to be on the news. You can take that however you want to take
Oh,
that.
got his ass. Sit down. Was that Jose?
Yeah.
Jose tried to steal third, and
Jose,
JT
no
got
way,
him.
Jose, no way.
Nice throw, JT.
Not today. Not
That was-
today. Jose, no way. Go away.
That was a hell of a play.
And now that's our defensive play of the game because it's the only good thing that we've seen from the Phillies
Bang.
defensively. Got him.
Nice. JT's.
Why was that
It's
ever a
nice to have him
thing?
back. I was reading an
is it?
article the other day. I forget by who, and it was just talking about, or was it Jim? Maybe that joined us. Just talking about how comforting it is for all the pitchers not to have to worry about base runners.
Oh, that's what Jim was saying on our show.
Yeah, it was Jim. Okay. Oh, I couldn't tell. I've read so much this
I
past
know.
week from the trade
But
deadline
it's a
stuff.
real
and,
thing.
like,
He allows you as a pitcher not to have to think about everything.
yeah, you can like
And-
remove some stress from your mind.
Right. He sees the game. He's your eyes for you.
Yeah.
Not to mention he's so aware and quick and communicative to
All
have
right.
another catcher they're not going to be able to fill
All
those
right.
shoes.
Christopher gets out of it again.
Woo!
And Tyler, I'm coming for that fried chicken sandwich.
Oh
Okay.
man. He's on the move.
In between innings, I eat.
Coming with a paper towel. Yeah. So messy. Oh man. And he's off. And he's off. to
There he
find-
is, everybody.
Dun, 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 dun,
Mortal
dun,
Kombat?
dun.
Renee,
Dun,
there's
dun.
more if you would like.
Oh, I want to see what yours looks like. Whoa. I think I'm gonna chill. I also still ate it. I don't know why I waited so long to eat my cheesesteak and cupcake combo. And he goes in for the bites.
Oh, yeah.
He takes the bites and he's in there. Oh, and we're dropping some food on the floor.
Yeah.
Jamie's making a mess.
All right, so Renee is currently doing play-by-play for
Of my fried
For
chicken sandwich,
Jamie's
which is
eating.
quite tasty.
This is where we are as people.
This
guys.
is where we're at after we've done the bulk of our substantive work talking about the trade earlier today.
I think this is the real reason that people want to be a
And
part of Watch Along.
Just remember, guys, we have a post-game show to do still tonight, so we'll be here approximately forever.
That's why I'm eating on air.
Forever. Do you know what that's from? Forever.
I know forever from
Sandlot.
Sandlot,
But that's
yeah.
not said that way.
That's it.
No, it's forever.
Oh, no, not that movie.
Forever.
It's not from Sandlot. That's not what I'm doing it from.
Forever.
It's from SpongeBob.
Oh, I figured. Tyler, that's on you, man.
Yeah.
That's
you
a
should've known
me
that
problem. My
Mhm.
fault.
one. Forever.
One day I will watch
I'm going to be
SpongeBob.
in boating school forever. Forever. Yeah, you should watch.
My daughter's asked to a couple times. My wife doesn't like it. She thinks it's too fast
It's a
twitch.
lot.
Yeah.
I would wait like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I started watching SpongeBob when I was like 9 or 10. I didn't really start appreciating it until much later in life. Here's a bright spot. Trey Turner.
Trey Turner.
The only one who's been good for consistently offensively. Well, there's been some others here and there sprinkled throughout. Nick Castellanos and... The sandwich is gone, guys, if you wanted an update. There's no
was
more
good.
fried chicken sandwich.
Oh, man.
It's a lot of trash.
It is. I feasted tonight. Thank you, Billy Murphy's. I was starving. I'd hit the spot.
Well, we knew we were going to have dinner with Billy Murphy's. Thanks to Mike for bringing us some food.
Mike Murphy.
And you came prepared
Yeah. I mean,
with an empty belly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. I purposefully held out.
Yeah, that's smart.
My
Super
buddies were
smart.
getting some snacks after golf, and I said, no. There's dinner coming in tonight.
You had Billy Murphy's
Uh-huh.
on tap. I respect that.
Yeah, and again, we'll be there Tuesday, 5 to 7 for the MLB trade deadline. And a little bit, we'll talk about all the action in today's trade market, because there was a lot of it. And I was irritated.
And we have the most recent
Blue.
one.
Whoa!
Johan, we have another trade?
A new trade just hit, apparently.
Oh.
This is
What do we got?
I don't know the return, so I don't know who is going to Seattle, but the Mariners continue to stay active.
They are bye.
The Mets are acquiring relief pitcher Ryan Stanek from the Seattle Mariners. I don't know what the return is just yet. Stanek is 6-3 this year. He does have a 4.38 ERA, 44 strikeouts over 39 innings. He's posted a 1.333 WHIP. Strikeouts to walk about 2.6. He's striking out about 10 per 9. The walk rate is at almost 4, though, as he has walked 17 over 39 innings pitched.
Okay. Active day. I wonder what sparks that. What Dombrowski said earlier, he first talked to the Orioles
Randy Rosarina.
like 2 weeks ago, and then he said it intensified again yesterday. I wonder if a Rosarina was like the
I feel like it was.
the catalyst of like, oh, okay, people are in.
Well, the other thing is everybody, as we talked about yesterday in our show, has been having conversations with guys, and they've been fielding all these offers. So once the first offer makes, it takes somebody off the table to now make another offer, and it's like a trickle-down domino effect. And the other side of that, and I believe Dave Dombrowski, as you mentioned, was saying it earlier, you don't want to get outbid. You don't want to be caught moving too slow. So once you start seeing the pieces moving, you got to go all in on somebody. And I do feel like last night, if we really think about it, when that news broke, it broke pretty late last night too, actually.
I was asleep.
I
woke up to it, and
I actually started to text you guys, but I was like, it's late, I don't want to.
I will. We're in the
was
trust
like
tree.
midnight.
We're hanging out. I was irritated this morning. when I first saw it.
What was your first reaction? Did you cry a little?
No, it was more like researching who these prospects were. They were recently updated as their 14th and 15th prospect, but apparently this pitcher's a pretty nice prospect. And the hitter is their 3rd round pick from last year. So I was just like looking at what kind of the value was. And then they have a player to be named later.
That's always painful.
Which apparently the Rays are very good at. Player to be named later. Trey Turner, former player to be named later.
Yeah.
Probably the weirdest player to be named later.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not true. I will say there's probably one more because I do believe a player at some point. There was a player who was traded as a player to be named later for himself. But yeah, the Trey Turner situation was really, really weird.
Here, we pulled it up. We did. I think this was all right. So Trey Turner, Michael Brantley,
Johan Rojas is doing something weird with his hand. I hope he's okay.
Gio Gonzalez.
Side note.
Marco Scutero, great baseball name. Big Papi, David Ortiz. That was the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, he was another one that was
Jason Schmidt, Moises Alou, Shoeless Joe Jackson. So those are the most famous ones.
Interesting.
So I was irritated this morning. I will admit. I will admit. I was a little grumpy in our Discord chat because I felt like that's a bid that could have been beaten. But what it told me was the Phillies really weren't in on them.
Well, I think what we've learned in the last 24
I would think
hours,
because that seems like a fairly beatable offer if it's a guy you wanted.
I think it, to me, shows the Phillies weren't prioritizing spending more on the outfield. They were prioritizing spending more on the bullpen arm. And we obviously haven't seen what bullpen move they're going to make. And if they go and make some ridiculous, like, low-leverage guy that they bring in, I'm going to be annoyed.
I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they will. But I'm saying, like, they better go on and get a big namer. But I do think this showed us the priority for them is not to give up prospects.
Yeah,
for
I think that's why
the Mariners obviously need offense. I know we've talked about it here on the show. They've been struggling. Struggling. They finished play Thursday, ranked first across the league in runs allowed per game and 28th in runs scored per game. They've been giving up a lot of runs and they haven't been scoring a lot of runs. What?
No. They're first the other way. They've given up the least amount of runs.
No.
You talking about for the season?
Yes.
For the season,
28th. I'm reading it on the thing.
The Mariners?
The Mariners finished play on Thursday. I'm reading it verbatim. So if it's wrong, it's not me. This person wrote it wrong. Not to throw this person under the bus. Finished play on Thursday, ranked first in Major League Baseball in runs allowed per game and 28th in runs scored per game.
First, meaning they're giving up the least amount of runs.
Okay, well, that's what I meant.
Yeah, they have the team 3-4 ERA.
Caleb Cotham's yelling at the ump. He just missed
you're
another
right.
one.
Like this is a team.
Get his ass, Caleb. This is awesome. They're a little stare down. Did he get kicked out?
Kevin Long did.
Oh, that's Kevin Long, not Caleb Cotham. Okay, yeah, Kevin Long's giving it to him.
We're all wrong here.
He got his money's worth. Good. You dick. Figure it out. Call some strikes.
Learn how to do your job.
I mean, that was another bad one. Like, what is going on? Look, I think...
in the chat, Philadelphia Drum and Percussion, which is quite a name, I love that for you, is asking, does Topper deserve any blame for this little skid?
I don't think so.
And I feel like it's a lot more than just one person that you can even put this on.
Well, I think Topper,
it's like a combination of...
I think like this, like the only thing I would look to him at is like tinkering with like Soto's, like giving him a high leverage opportunity. That's him tinkering because he has a large lead. So I think he had the flexibility to experiment some. Yeah. I don't think Topper now is Topper you're going to see in late August, early September playoffs. So I think he was just tinkering with some things. Yeah. Because they, the Braves keep losing in the Phillies.
And I was actually okay with that. Like, I don't mind you trying something different and it doesn't work out, because although it sucks in the moment, especially if you lose a game behind it, as we know, the Phillies have had such a nice lead in the NL East that it gives you a chance. And you're not making, there's levels to it. You're not making a ridiculous.
There are levels to this.
Yeah, I know. You see what? Yeah, that's our thing.
That's our thing.
You're not tinkering with very unrealistic moves. You're trying things that could make sense and should make sense. Just might not work out in that moment. So trying out somebody like Gregory Soto, and I know when you look at the reasoning behind it, and as Rob Thompson was talking through how well he had been pitching, he felt like he deserved a chance. He had shown well. Why not try?
All right.
Oh,
Good, he didn't catch it. It's foul, but he didn't catch it.
So, I mean, I don't mind. It's July. You try something. It doesn't work. Okay, at least you now know someone like Gregory Soto is not ready for that high leverage situation, for example, versus you trying that or being forced to, even worse, being forced to try him later in the game. But yes. Oh, Philadelphia Drum and Percussion. That's your business name. Check out Philadelphia Drum and Percussion. I love some music. Sounds like they got some great instruments there. I know you're in the chat tuned in. That's awesome. I know you guys, Lisa's mentioning that this ump is as bad as Angel Hernandez. Yeah. Oh, brother. This game stinks.
Vibes stink.
All right, let's talk about some other trades that happened, though, because outside of the Mariners.
Yeah, they kicked it off
and the
this
Rays
morning.
kicking things off. The Red Sox
me irritated
also
before my coffee.
had a trade with the Dodgers. So the Red Sox acquired left-handed pitcher James Paxton from the Dodgers.
He stinks.
For infielder Moises Boulevard. Clayton Kershaw and Tyler Glasnow are back. Clayton on my fantasy team, baby. That's right. I said it. Go ahead and drop that counter because my team's beating Jamie right now.
Yeah. You know who James Paxton is? Taiwan Walker.
Yeah. You mean the fact that you have, let's hear. These are some of the numbers for a Paxton. So the Dodgers had already DFA'd Paxton on Monday. He had been struggling, to say the least. He had a 4.43 ERA in 18 starts. His strikeouts were down. And he was tied for the NL lead in walks. And then for the Red Sox, they, I guess, felt like this was a good move for them to be able to connect with James Paxton. So the Dodgers get Bolivar, who from the Red Sox signed as an international free agent back in January. He's a 17-year-old Venezuelan shortstop that's posted a 270, 363, 427 slash line with the Red Sox rookie league affiliate. So this is one of those moves that I was like, nah. Still wasn't that excited. Things still weren't heating up.
James Paxton.
And then it got a little bit fast. Then it got a little bit more chaotic. Of course, we saw the Phillies move with the Orioles, which was one of the more exciting ones. But honestly, after that deal for Austin Hayes,
it's like opened the floodgates even more.
It really opened the floodgates. Because then we saw the Mariners go back to work. The Mariners acquired, as you mentioned, Tyler's boy, Yimi Garcia, from the Blue Jays for outfielder Jonathan Clase and catcher Jacob Sharp. Excuse me, I'm burping up some delicious sandwich right now. Excuse me. That was gross. And then we also saw the Orioles then back to work. They acquired right-handed pitcher Zach Eflin from the Rays.
Old friend Zach Eflin.
Oh, yeah, good old Zach. For infielder Mac Horvath and right-handed pitcher Jackson Baumeister and outfielder Matthew Etzel. And they moved, so the
Andres
Orioles
Jimenez
moved some
is fast.
prospects.
Yeah, again, look at this. Pew! Great bunt.
So fast.
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort by Sanchi.
Oh, no.
What happened?
So not only did Ryan Stanek get traded today, the Mariners traded him on his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Well, maybe he'll get a nice meal on his flight, his cross-country flight.
Happy birthday.
Well, the Mets are buyers.
You have a new team.
How about that?
So you guys are talking about James Paxton. I am a little surprised at the timing of the DFA. I know he's not pitched well. Like you're not going to get an argument from me out of that. He's not pitched particularly well, at least over the last probably 4 or 5 starts. He had a decent start to the season, but the walks are just way off the charts. The Dodgers are so thin right now at starting pitching. Walker Buehler's on the IL. Yamamoto's been on the IL. Dustin May's been on the IL. Emmett Sheehan's been on the IL. Tony Gonsolin hasn't thrown a pitch yet this year. Clayton Kershaw just getting back this past week. I'm a little surprised at the timing of the DFA, just simply because they just need bodies right now.
Unless they're making room to bring in another body.
Which could be the case for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's the vibe I get, because it's weird to me that the Dodgers, as we know with the amount of injuries that they're having, are moving guys, but they're making room. They're making room for some newbies. Who knows?
I get the feeling he's going to go for something big in the bullpen. And by big, I mean Tanner Scott.
Which team?
I think the Phillies are. I mean, the fact that you were able to save prospects today, I think is a huge deal. I don't know, like we talked about earlier, how how much Sir Anthony was going to be given high leverage opportunities in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, Dave even mentioned that today. He said, like, we felt like we had a surplus at the position as well. But I think that's a look into the future. Yeah, that's the biggest splash, right? I mean, him and Estevez, Fairbanks, now that Garcia's gone. Tanner Scott is it, right? He's the splash.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. I definitely think so.
I think they're going to do it.
Because, like a couple of weeks ago, I probably would have said who's the big splash is probably Ryan Helsley, but I don't think that the Cardinals are going to be sellers now. I think that, in fact, they may, in
feel
fact,
like it's rare that
they
the
may even be
Cardinals sell.
buyers.
Yeah.
Because they are still, within a division race in the NL Central. And I think that with the fact that the third wild card is added, there's a lot of teams that are still in the mix. It's much harder to find who is like a true seller. So the A's are a seller.
The
Marlins. The Marlins are a seller. That the White Sox are a seller.
Second week of the season.
Right. So, but like teams that maybe in years past would have been hovering around 500 that could have been like maybe soft sellers, not to say that they were going to go like all out and gut the team for prospects, but there could have been a time frame where a team like Cincinnati could make some soft sells of guys that are not on contract past this year. Teams like the Diamondbacks, who are clearly looking to be buyers in this capacity. But I think that there's less teams that are like definitive sellers than there were in years past.
Definitely.
Well, here's another team that has entered the group chat that has a player that might make you. I'm just interested to see how you react. One of the latest rumors on the trade rumor mill is that the Giants might be looking at like a trade deadline seller, and a name that's been apparently popping up as a popular trade candidate is Blake Snell. Andrew Baggerly of The Athletic was one that's reported on this, saying that Blake Snell has been, yes.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense.
He's been drawing significant trade interest. He actually just got back from injury. I also picked him up on my fantasy team, actually. And so, yeah, he just got back a couple weeks ago from his injury. He actually has been showing pretty well in his return. He returned on July 9th, and since then he's got a 1 flat ERA. He's allowed just 6 hits and 18 innings over his past 3 starts, and apparently it's enough that people are getting interested for Blake Snell, who we saw sit all offseason waiting for a team. But now, after this return from injury, there's some teams that are interested.
Interesting.
I know. Interesting indeed.
Because, if you're like the Dodgers, why not? It's basically a prorated expiring contract. Let me just confirm that he was a 1-year deal. So if you're the Dodgers where money's just like irrelevant,
right?
Why not pay 2-year deal?
So a 1-year deal.
Player option. He's got a player option next year. The problem is the player option for next season is worth almost $39 million. I think he would be stupid to decline that option.
He is not declining that option.
No, if he'd have pitched well, he may have. To get a 7-year deal. But he's been hurt. He
at
would
this
be,
rate, after starting the injury of the season hurt.
Right. He would be stupid to decline this player option.
He's definitely not declining that one. Okay, so that changes things.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see who gets him.
Another one that's San Francisco could possibly be shopping. Third baseman Matt Chapman. They're saying they're possibly looking to shop him. He can opt out of the final 2 years of his 3-year, $54 million deal. So I feel like now teams are they had maybe some names in their back pocket that they might be looking to sell on. I don't know.
First and third one out.
This game bites.
But all right, so you're getting squeezed by the umpire, and it's one of the worst defensive games I've seen in a long time.
This is so fun. I'm having so much fun.
It's only 1-0.
I know.
Phillies are
wild. But that's what makes it
pretty lucky
also
to be
a weird game, because it's literally just 1-0, and that one run was scored very early in the game. And since it's just been a lot of bad calls and missed plays, some weird defensive plays and mistakes. And then also the Astros have been pretty busy, it seems.
They're attached to Jack Flaherty, I saw.
Him, Talon and Fetty. I know I said that wrong. I know, Tyler. I know.
What? Wait, what happened?
I know.
Wait, I don't. You just said I know. You like looked at me and me. I'm like, what did I do?
Because I said it wrong. So John Rossi reported that the Astros are interested in eyeing Tigers, Jack Flaherty, who we spoke about, White Sox right-hander. Dang it! You changed us, James Edward Lynch. How dare you? It's only 1-0.
No, I just said they were lucky to only be down 1-0. Damn it. 2-0 Guardians.
White Sox right-hander Eric Fetty.
Frank makes a good point. Frank Barber in the chat. He goes, I'm going to start betting against the Phils when you guys do a live show in conjunction with the game.
Honestly, I would not be mad at you.
Yeah, we started out the year all right, I felt like.
We did. And you know when we did? When we had that stretch, Jamie was off, and we were doing
the West
a bunch
Coast
of
games?
Yes, a bunch of West Coast games. And then from there, it felt like a whole bunch of...
I think we were like 18-7 at one point.
We were really good.
It was really quite good.
And then we weren't. And then it became like, as soon as we would go live, the Phillies would start losing.
Even the Orioles game that got delayed, and then we were doing filler content for 92 hours. That one, the Phillies won that game, and it wasn't even fun.
Would you go back to the burger, or did you get the fried chicken?
Burger. I love burger.
Man, that was good. I might tell the girls to come for dinner on Tuesday.
This is really good.
Jamie, you got to do the show. Nope. Eating dinner. I'll see you in a little bit.
Trade deadline's going to be over by Tuesday. Everybody's going to be traded. I wonder, we'll see what happens this weekend. How active, or if there's like a lull until Monday now.
That'd be fun for us to be able to talk through for 2 hours.
Yeah, very fun. Scooble, I guess, is the biggest thing that could happen, right? He's bigger than Robert. So Scooble is the wild card in the trade deadline. We'll see if anything happens there. Luis Robert's got to get moved, right? Like, if you're the White Sox, what do you can't.
How many? So he's got, what, 3 years left on his deal?
Yeah, I think around 20 per.
So I think the thing is they don't have to.
They don't have to. You're right. But they're a unserious franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the right move for them is. They clearly, I mean, they're a dreadful franchise.
Oh, shit.
But and the thing is,
Marsh wasn't even close. Marsh just threw that halfway down the line.
Side-eyeing Jamie right now.
Renee, the players can't hear me.
You literally said it's only 1-0. They're lucky it's only 1-0, and it's 3-0.
Well, they were. So that it proved my point immediately. that they were lucky that it was only 1-0.
Did it prove your point, or did you mess things up? They
can't hear me.
I don't know. I believe in vibes. We're not far from Citizens Bank Park.
This throw was terrible, Marsh. What are you doing?
He's hurt.
Yeah, I'm shocked Hayes isn't playing tonight, to be honest with you.
He's hurt. Like, where are you throwing the ball?
Because
he just threw it to us.
Rob Thompson apparently said he hasn't spoken to everyone yet, so he wasn't going to comment on the lineups. But Dombrowski made it seem from his comments that, like, Hayes is going to be kind of like the full-time left fielder, I think. So I think Marsh is sitting on a demotion to a platoon here.
Yikes.
Which is fine because they complement each other well, lefty, righty, and, vice versa. Neither are going to give you great offense. Both give you good defense. But I thought they would have given him a couple of days off to get healthy and get a full-time look at Hayes in left field.
So you would want to have Hayes have started today?
Well, Rob has said before with guys coming up from the minors, maybe it's different on a trade, that he likes to just throw guys right in, remember? Like all the guys that contributed, Cody Clemens, Wes Wilson, Dickie Beans coming down from Rochester. He plays them right away. So I was like, he'll probably just play Hayes right away. But I guess not. So we'll probably see him at some point tonight.
I mean, it was a little bit later in the day. Like
it was 12.
It was like 12.
It was 12 o'clock.
Maybe that was a factor.
He probably got up here by 3 or 4. Yeah, maybe.
Like that could have been the factor.
You think they made him? You think they made him drive himself?
Probably.
Well, he probably had his own stuff.
I mean, you could get you could get an hour and a half to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you go pack a quick bag and
the
bounce.
other thing is
it's kind of weird.
But what stinks is you're not that far right now. Obviously, you're right here to Baltimore. But then Monday, they do have No, they're back home on Monday. So he has time to like, at least he doesn't have to jump right into like a road series or something. They're not on the road until later next week when they're out in Seattle. But yeah, I guess he probably drove himself.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely. I don't mind. I mean, I feel like that drive to Baltimore is simple.
Oh, very simple. We'll definitely see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it appears he is going to be full-time left fielder, at least reading the comments of Dombrowski and kind of the tea leaves. I saw Tim Kelly from Phillies Nation tweet out that Rob hadn't talked to the players yet and all that. So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
It'll be very interesting. I mean, it doesn't help that Brandon Marsh has really been struggling as of late.
Oh, yeah.
And we were all of us, we were all in.
What accent was that?
No idea. I don't know. I was trying to fix
like
it
Midwest?
mid-word, but
You were like, oh, and then you like doubled down on it.
I've been here too long. We were all, I don't know why all's coming out weird. How do you say all? All? We were all in on on Brandon Marsh being an everyday guy. Like
the first month of the season, the guy was an all-star.
He was amazing. And we were literally saying, give him his chance. He no longer should be sitting so much. And then ever since, I feel like we have, oh my gosh, so many mistakes. As the season's progressed, he's gotten worse. Like he's literally regressed. Oh my gosh, I can't speak words. That's it. That's over.
All right, we lost Renee. She can no longer speak.
I think I'm getting delirious, which you guys know is never a great thing. Sorry in advance.
Can I offer you some Miller Lite or I don't know milk or do you want another Olipop? Like we got plenty of options for you.
I don't know what I need, to be honest.
All right, Bomer.
Let me try a Miller Lite.
Do you need caffeine? Do you need alcohol? Do you need like what are we doing here?
Little lead off double there for the Bomer.
Alcohol. Chug.
Dr. Blah in our Discord says another leadoff runner. Can't wait to see how we screw it up. It's kind of the vibes right now. Oh.
Randy Rosarena and his family are in the stands cheering on the Rays the day after he was traded. He could have been a Philly.
Wait, they're in the stands tonight watching the Rays?
Apparently. I'm just reading. Guys, I'm just reading what I'm...
That's.
It says Randy Rosarena and the fam are in the stands cheering on the Rays the day after he was traded. Let me actually go to the video. Huh. Yep, there he is. Whoop, there
just
he is.
So in the stands?
On top of that, so apparently the Rays have had a thing going this year. It was called Randy Land.
Yeah.
And you would buy seats in sections 141 and 143, and they were fairly cheap, and you would get a shirt with them. And it was Friday nights at home was Randy Land time.
That's cool.
And so obviously
he went out and
sat in Randy Land.
That's really cool.
Oh, see, now that makes more sense. One final time.
Oh, no, I was just more surprised that he wouldn't be traveling to Seattle already.
I mean,
that is
I don't know.
Very cool move. Apparently, he's like a great teammate, great clubhouse guy. Everybody really likes him. Seattle going all in. I mean, with that starting pitching, why not?
Somebody put out a tweet. I thought it was hysterical. It was like, the Mariners are showing us what it would be like if you had a god-tier pitching staff with a little league offense.
Yeah, and Julio Rodriguez, I think he's turned it around a little bit lately, but he was having a rough start to the year.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Marsh.
Yeah, so he's now up to 263, which is not good for Julio Rodriguez standards, but for the fact that he was struggling so mightily in the beginning of the year, 263. He's now up to 11 home runs. I think he was like one of the last qualified hitters to hit a home run this year.
Wow.
Just 20 extra base hits for him, 37 RBIs.
Wow.
I mean, this was a guy that we all talked about in the offseason as an MVP candidate.
Yeah, I
finished fourth last year.
I might have in our predictions. I might have picked Julio Rodriguez as MVP.
687
OPS.
OPS.
I remember you guys having high expectations when we were doing our rankings.
Yeah,
and definitely doing our MVP.
Well, he was number 2. I think I had him at 2. I think
I didn't have him as high. As you guys
maybe you had him at like 3, Renee. But like we were all pretty in the. I mean, like we all had Aaron Judge.
Top 5. I have it right here.
We all had Aaron Judge at 1.
I had Aaron Judge, Julio Rodriguez, Mike Trout, George Springer, Luis Robert.
Oh, I guess I could find the graphic somewhere. Do you know when we did it?
Back in our
The
day.
last time I used it on my
February?
notepad was February 29th.
Wow. So long.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's making me look real dumb. Thanks, Julio.
Well, at least
The shit, man.
your other predictions are getting better. The Yankees have
Oh,
dropped a lot of games
a lot.
lately. They've been on a major skid. That actually is in line with what you predicted since they've lost 6 out of their last 10.
It just took him a little bit to realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came back to earth. Apparently the Phillies are due, and that's too. But to Brandon Marsh, it's weird because I remember stretches in the early part of the season when it was like the starting pitching and Brandon Marsh were the only reasons why the Phillies were winning games or in games. And now he's not even really somebody you want in games. It's such a crazy swing. Obviously, it's such a long season, but man, I like Brandon Marsh. And he's such a vibes guy also. And when he's just out there playing, he's been playing a little hesitant lately. His at-bats haven't been giving you much. He's been making some uncharacteristic plays. The elbow soreness is concerning.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised they're not giving him a couple days.
I was able to find the list.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to see what you had in center field for?
I just read mine. Yeah, let's see yours, guys.
Here's Jamie's. He read that. Here is Renee's.
What was this? Which list was
Oh,
this?
you know what? I think, you know what? I messed up these graphics because I think you did not have Julio Rodriguez at 2.
Mm-mm.
I
I had
think
him at 3.
You had him at 3.
I actually do.
Okay,
remember
so
that.
yeah, you had Robert and Rodriguez flipped. This is our top 5 center fielders. So Jamie had Julio at 2, Robert at 4. You had Robert at 2, Julio at 3, and I had Julio at 3 and Julio at 2 and Robert at 3 as well.
Huh.
So and then all of us had I believe all of us had Mike Trout on our list somewhere. Renee, you had Michael Harris at 5. I had Cody Bellinger, and Jamie, you had George Springer.
That was so close to being
Yeah.
in. Yeah. Boy, oh boy, were we wrong.
How?
This sucks. Boo.
Ben Lively.
This game is crawling by. It's been an hour 20. I feel like maybe it's not crawling too slowly.
No,
it just has
the
been like a
umpire's
stinky
terribleness.
game. Bad umps, no offense, defensive mistakes. All right, friends, how are you feeling? How are we? Are we okay?
Lethargic with this game.
They're making me lethargic. I was feeling very upbeat.
Are we
coming into
lethargic
today.
for the game or because we had a whole lot of tasty food?
Not gonna lie,
I did eat a ton.
It's the food.
I did eat
Well,
a ton.
after I finished that last bit of burger, I was feeling like I need a nap.
Yeah.
This game's not helping. We should take a commercial break and do some trivia.
I'm trying to get the girls to come in one day next week or the following.
While
Before
we're
Addie goes
doing-
back to school, so they can
While we're doing
watch
a
the
show?
show. Yeah. And then we're gonna go to a natural history museum
Oh, that's fun.
after the show. Yeah.
All right,
great
so
idea.
I think we'll do something a little bit different today. We've done trivia, obviously. It's, I guess, along the same ilk.
Okay. Milk?
Ilk.
Mm-hmm.
Ilk, not milk.
Got milk?
Let's talk about some of the Phillies trades. We're at the trade
Oh.
deadline. See if
Oh,
you guys
boy.
I stink at this
how your
stuff.
recollection on trade history has gone.
Ben Lively for Marlon Byrd.
That you're correct.
Yeah, got it.
All right.
I stink at this stuff. Our buddy Pat
Actually-
Egan, it might be like
He's a sicko. It's insane.
it's. I guess that's what not drinking and just getting. He didn't kill all the brain cells
It's true.
I've killed over the years. He remembers every Phillies trade.
All right, so
I'm gonna stink at this.
I will give
preface.
you the player.
Yeah,
I will also tell
1,000%.
you who the team that they were traded to, so that gives you an idea of where they're headed, or the team that they were
Came from.
acquired from
Yeah.
in other regards too. All right, let's start with one of the big acquisitions for the Phillies in the 2009 trade deadline. They acquired Cliff Lee, of course,
Dang.
from the Cleveland Guardians in exchange for 4 players. I'm curious how many of them you could give me.
Carlos Carrasco,
Correct.
Jason Donald.
Jason Donald is the one I didn't think you would get. Yes, Jason Donald was on that list as well.
2009.
Now, one of these guys ended up being, I wouldn't call him an everyday major leaguer, but he did eventually make the major leagues. The other one, I don't believe, I mean, he might have had a cup of coffee.
Michael Taylor? No, that was a Blue Jays move.
I interrupt this trivia for some breaking news that's not breaking at all, but maybe this will make people happier. The Atlanta Braves were winning 2-0 in the bottom of the third before JD Martinez hit a grand slam.
Wow, all right.
The Mets are now up 4-2, his 11th home run of the season, and the Braves, who are on their own losing streak. Did they win yesterday? No, they didn't play yesterday.
Guys, are we going to have to start worrying about the Mets?
They're hot.
They're playing some really good ball right now.
Francisco Lindor's like becoming a legit MVP candidate.
Like
the Braves are now
just
on
molten lava.
The Braves have lost, I think they've lost 6 games in a row because they lost yesterday also. Let me get
I just got a text from a friend of ours who may or may not work here that says, to me and my wife, that said, has anyone ever called Casti Sexianos?
Oh, no.
And I was like, no, I don't think I've heard that.
I guess that's you. No. You can own that one now.
That person thinking that?
Yes, I think that's the implication. He's a handsome fellow. I get it.
You know what makes him handsome is he's got a little swag to him.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a bad boy vibe.
Yeah, he does. We love a bad boy vibe.
Speaking of the
it's now 6-2. They scored again.
Speaking of the Mets Braves game, Linda brings it up in the chat. Kodai Senga's back today too.
Oh wow.
Yes.
All right, the other two in that trade.
So yes, I did look it up. The one never made the majors. The other one was
it's not Lou Marson, right?
It is Lou Marson.
Oh, okay.
That's not the one. That's the one that had a major league career.
And then I'm thinking of an outfielder
had 800 at bats across like 6 or 7 seasons. Henry.
I'm thinking of an outfielder, tall. I can't play.
Well, the Phillies acquired an outfielder in the deal. They also got Ben Francisco in that trade.
Yeah, that's right.
But this player was a pitcher.
Okay, I'm not gonna get it. 3 or 4. I'm pretty happy with my work there.
Renee?
I'm not gonna lie. I may not have been paying attention.
Okay, fair enough. The last one that you did not get.
I was busy watching them, looking at the Mets Braves game.
Never became a major leaguer was Jason Knapp.
Oh,
Jason Knapp. I knew that.
Wow.
All right, I'll take 3 or 4 on that.
All right, how about this one? In November of 1999, the Phillies.
Clip that and send that to our friend Pat, so I can prove to him I'm a baseball guy.
You're smart.
I'm smart too.
In November of
he used to always make fun of me because like he would recall everyone and he'd be like, "You're a fraud. You don't remember that?" And I'd be like,
Renee, to put it into context, you know when we play the Immaculate Grid?
Yes.
Which I hate.
I think I'm pretty good at that.
You're pretty good, yeah.
Very
Pat's
good.
better than me. It's insane how good he is at that game.
He's sick in the head.
A lot.
There's a little double play ball. All right. Come on.
Whew.
Let's get a little body language, a little pump, up here.
Why does everybody look like their
Somebody
dog
slap
died?
their glove. Let's get a high five going.
Get
maybe
a smile.
Smack
I
on
don't think
the
I've seen
ass.
anybody smile. I mean, that's maybe not it, but like, give me like something upbeat. Even after this, they're just kind of. Do they know something we don't know?
I don't know. Maybe they got wind that Rangers being traded.
I'm like
all,
wondering,
really
like
sad.
everybody looks so somber, and even after a double play, and like you're still in the game, you should see guys like, yeah, let's go. They're just like jogging off,
it
sad
does
faces.
Seem, maybe it's because we have it on mute too, but
no, you can see more.
Yeah.
Like somebody like in that.
Somebody's sad.
That makes me wonder, do they know something we don't know?
Don't toy
with my
sweet boy
Do they
Ranger.
get wind of do they get wind of a trade that's really about to shock?
What if Rangers going to the White Sox for Crochet?
What?
All right, what's the next trade?
That doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean,
I just like stared at you because I'm like, that would hurt my heart.
Oh, yeah, it would.
You would.
I would be sad on the inside.
Why would they?
So, and there would have to be a contract extension in play, right? Like you have to have a handshake deal.
Apparently, they both want him. Crochet as well.
Crochet wants what?
An extension.
That's what I'm saying. They would have to
Ranger would probably want one too if he's going to get moved.
Sure, I would imagine. So, but does he want one with the White Sox?
Probably nobody wants one with the White Sox.
That's what I'm saying. So,
no,
in that hypothetical trade, I'm not
these
sure.
These are bad thoughts.
I'm not sure that
this is what
that
happens when they're losing and they all look so sad because now we all feel like something bad's going on.
Yeah.
By the way, for everybody that like is going to catch this at a wrong time,
this
is like barroom.
This was like dark back part of my brain
Jamie's
watching
having
a game.
meltdown.
This is not real. This is what happens when you watch the game with us.
Yeah,
this is not information. This is more of us kicking it. Pretend like we're all hanging in the living room talking.
This is the scary hypothetical part of my brain that I said out loud.
I really have not seen anybody smile. Like I feel like this entire game, even when it was not 0-0 long. But even 1-0, it still is like there's a lot of game left to play. And everyone's just like, woe is me.
All right, stop. Let's get it started.
It cannot be Pache and Dominguez. Like, this can't be that sad.
No.
Which makes me think there's something we don't know.
Maybe Dave's working the phones. All right, Tyler,
Somebody's
what's your next
moved.
trade?
Maybe it's like
All
Brandon
right.
Marsh.
So next one here in the
names out at this
winter
point.
of 1997, the Phillies acquired a young right fielder who had
Stott
only
just busted out.
Can I get a smile?
He just golf swung that almost to the upper deck.
Woo!
Great.
All right, I need to see some excitement.
Great to see that out
Not
of
from the
Stott.
fans, from the players. Give me something in the dugout. Let me get a little
Are they up
selling.
on the top row at least?
Oh my gosh, I haven't showed them, which makes me think they're not doing anything.
That was
Look at the dugout right now. Guys, what is happening?
he really buggy whipped that one.
Yeah, but look at everybody's reaction. Look at behind him. Nobody's even.
No, I think they were.
No, they did not.
They did.
They did
Look,
not.
right off the railing of the upper deck.
So close for those fans.
And Rojas swings at first pitch and
Aw.
grounds out.
Oh,
Oh, maybe not. Yeah, he's out. All right, what did you say? 1997, Tyler?
yes, 1997.
In the Wayback Machine.
The winter of 1997, the Phillies acquired a young right fielder who had only made 64 career Major League appearances in the name of, you might have heard of this guy, Bobby Abreu.
Yeah, I was just going to say Bobby Abreu.
Who did the Phillies send to the then Tampa Bay Devil Rays in exchange? 1-for-1 player trade.
Wow, I'm
in
not.
97?
97. I guess I should turn my mic back on.
I'm not going to get this one.
Not at all, Tyler.
Is it
Uh,
a recognizable
get a
name?
hint?
It is for multiple reasons. He was a recognizable piece of a 93 Phillies World Series run and may have ties to the team today.
In 97?
Yep.
Still has ties, like works with the team, maybe.
Well, if he's still playing, he's the greatest player of all time.
No,
He's literally Jamie Moore if he's still playing. No, he's not playing. He does.
I said works with the team.
He does have employment with the team in some capacity.
So which guy? In 97?
Was Juan Samuel still hanging on?
It was not Juan Samuel. I believe Juan Samuel's last year in the majors was 19. Well, he actually was still playing. 1998 was his last year.
Wow.
But it was not Juan Samuel. Juan Samuel's last year with the Phillies was 1989.
Okay, yeah, way off. I didn't know if he came back on like a retirement.
No, he was with
right?
Toronto those last couple of seasons.
I'm not gonna get this. 97.
He's working with the team in some capacity.
Post-strike
Correct.
Phillies.
Works with the Phillies in some capacity.
In 90.
And you guys can't see the chat. The answer has been
I
provided
can
in
see
the
the
chat. Well, now you're going to get it. Now it's just cheating.
This is torture.
Mickey and Stocker.
I mean, is it Stalker?
It
gotta
is
be
Kevin
Stocker
Stocker.
because he's still involved.
Corky 122.
Good job,
nice,
Corky.
got it,
Kevin
Corky.
Stocker
Woo, woo.
was traded for Bobby Abreu.
Corky also.
Wow. I don't think I knew that. That's a hell of a trade.
Yeah.
It's wild.
All right.
Is
how
that Ed Wade?
I don't know who the GM was at the time. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Bum,
probably.
bum, bum.
Hell of a trade there.
Good job, crew.
It was Lee Thomas. at
Lee
the time.
Thomas. I believe his kids went to my grade school, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, let's fast forward a little bit. We'll go back to 2009. The Phillies in December of 2009, of course, get Roy Halladay from the Toronto Blue Jays in exchange for 3 players. This one is probably the most memorable group. One because of a beloved prospect. The other 2 because they are still playing.
Kyle
today.
Drabek.
Kyle Drabek is correct.
Travis D'Arnaud.
Travis d'Arnaud is also on there.
And
Oh, you know what? Excuse me. I made a mistake. This player is of the same name as a player that is playing today. He is no longer playing.
Okay.
Dang. The Mets just had 3 home runs and scored 7 runs in the 3rd inning. Just to throw that out there. Just a little update on what's going on elsewhere around the league.
This player that you've not named ended up wrapping up his career in 2014. He played very sparingly in the major leagues. So, excuse me, the player of the same
Bryce,
name
get the rope.
that is currently in the major leagues plays for the Pittsburgh Pirates, a much different player than the one that I am talking about. So, my apologies.
It's okay. This stinks. End of the 5th inning.
I'm not gonna get it.
So,
And I'm gonna get irritated when I hear it.
this player
I got
that is
nothing.
of the same name that's currently playing
Jason Kendall.
started his career in 2014 with the Nationals. He is now with the Pittsburgh Pirates for his first year with them. It's not Michael A. Taylor, just Michael Taylor.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
All right. I'm betting about 75% on these trades.
All right,
Okay,
how
you're
about
carrying
this
the
one?
team.
This will be an interesting one.
Oh, there's more.
November 7th, 2007. The Phillies acquire.
I'm so bad, like chronologically.
They acquire.
So I'm trying to take myself back to 2007. All right.
Closer Brad Lynch from the Houston
I'm
Astros.
so sorry to interrupt this trivia with some more updates. So, Randy Rosarena update. Gosh, why didn't the Phillies get him? Watched a few innings of the Rays game from the stands, as we know, with his family, and then took time to say goodbye to fans and actually walked around, gave some high fives, gave some hugs, gave a wave,
That's really cool.
shook some hands, said goodbye to people. He might not want to go. He should be a Philly.
That's cool.
Man, back to your trivia.
Okay.
All right, 2007.
So the Phillies acquire Brad Lynch from the Houston Astros. So
Michael Bourne.
Let's start with this. Before we say who that they gave up, they also acquired another player in that deal who was
Jeff
a
Geary.
who was a part of the World Series team.
Not Jeff Geary.
And
Chad Durbin.
Jeff Geary was in the deal. He just went the other way.
All right, so Michael Bourne and Jeff Geary went.
Correct. There was one other player I would be massively impressed because I have no idea who this guy is.
Oh.
Okay. Was it Chad Durbin?
No, Chad Durbin was not in that trade.
Brad Lynch and who is it? Was it an outfielder?
No.
I don't think I'm gonna get it.
So the Phillies sent Michael Bourne, Jeff Geary, as you guys got, and a player named Mike Costanzo, who ended
Wow.
up playing
I wouldn't have
17
gotten that
games in the major league, so a pretty nothing burger there. In exchange for utility infielder, scored a game-winning run in Game 5 of the World Series, also turned an unassisted triple play the following season. Eric Bruntlett was in that deal.
Ah, very important run scored in the World Series. Right, Eric Bruntlett. That's funny. All right.
All right, so now we'll go to we'll go to a couple more. We'll go to the less fun ones because you brought up the Ben Lively trade.
Oh boy,
we'll
this
go
is where
to
I'm really gonna struggle.
We'll go to some of the less fun ones. We talked about Zach Eflin being acquired at a similar time frame as Ben Lively. Zach Eflin was in a 1-for-1 trade with the LA Dodgers. The Phillies got Eflin. Who did the Phillies send to the Dodgers?
Dang it, and I actually was looking at that.
Wait, he was part of
recently.
Jimmy.
I'm sorry, it was a 2-for-1 trade.
He was part of
Tom
the Jimmy.
Windle also came to the Phillies. He was part of the Jimmy Rollins trade.
Yeah.
Yes. Jimmy Rollins for Zach Eflin and Tom Windle. Ended up not being, considering the fact that J-Roll and they were at a bad point in their career, ended up not being a terrible acquisition
not terrible.
for the Phillies. Let's move on in a similar instance. The Phillies.
Oh, what was
Safe
that throw?
again. What is going
Did you see
on?
that throw?
Yeah, that was gross.
The
Oh my gosh.
where were we? Okay, the Phillies traded, obviously acquired Nick Pivetta for Jonathan Papelbon
Look at this play.
in 2015. Later,
Ooh, Jesus.
I
Jim.
knew you missed it because you didn't react the way you should have reacted. And I was trying to figure out if he lost his footing. But Trey, that's an awful throw.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh, this is brutal.
This is like the worst fielding
I
game.
feel like I might, yeah.
Christopher
I was
Sanchez is
trying to
owed
think
better.
when we've seen, okay, obviously they lost to the A's like 18-3. Like they've lost some bad games this season, but this has been bad from the jump and has been a lot of really uncharacteristic fielding mistakes. I mean, Corky's saying he ran like 50 feet. Nobody's going to make that play. I mean, you actually, as a shortstop, got there, are expected to make that play, but then you threw the ball in the dirt. It just is, I feel that, yes, but man, this is a weird game.
Very weird game. At least they got one.
Oh boy.
At least they got one.
Here you go with the elites.
That was good to see Stott, of all people, turn on one. Belt high fastball, really buggy whipped that one. Ooh, if he called that a strike, I would have taken it, but that would have been horrendous. All right, what was the one we were on there?
We got a couple more. So Nick Pivetta was traded to the Phillies in exchange for Jonathan Papelbon in 2015. In 2020, the Phillies sent Pivetta to the Boston Red Sox in exchange for 2 relievers. Who did they acquire?
2020.
Yes.
Ooh.
This was the year, I believe, 2020 or 2021. It must have been 2021. The year the Phillies had like the worst bullpen ever, or like the third worst bullpen in the history of baseball.
Who was that big goofy bastard? Remember?
I can say 7-2. Oh yeah. The one that ran in and JT was laughing.
Yeah.
No, that's Jared Hughes. So
Jared
no, it's
Hughes.
not Jared Hughes.
Not Jared Hughes. Okay.
That was one of the funniest moments.
I will say one of the guys they acquired was 6'4", 220. The other one was 6'5", 240. So they were both bigger guys. They were not the guy you were thinking of, though.
I'm like brain farting on this one.
And yes, Lisa, these mistakes do feel like they're worse than what you would see. She's saying in her son's youth baseball games, 12U baseball games. Yeah, this does feel a little bit just odd, these fielding errors.
I got nothing, Tyler.
So it was Brandon Workman and Heath Hembry.
Excuse me?
Heath Hembry.
Oh.
That's a real person?
I didn't remember
Sure
him.
is.
I don't remember him.
I wouldn't have
actually.
gotten that in a million years.
Okay, one more.
All right.
This
Workman, I
Very
remember
got
being
smelled.
like,
Woo.
oh, yeah, good.
We gotta have that
quality,
inning.
veteran.
Yeah, and the whole bullpen that year was just trash.
Yeah, it was like the worst ever, wasn't it?
One guy that I was super high on that I think, had a cup of coffee in the major leagues, but I loved him when he was with the, especially in, kind of in the lower tier in A and high A, was Franklin Kilome, who ended up being, Franklin Kilome. I apologize. Ended up being a trade piece, a low leverage trade piece at that, because the guy that they acquired came from the New York Mets. He only ended up playing about 50 games for the Phillies, who ended up missing the playoffs in 2018. This guy played a little bit of third, a little bit of short. So the Phillies sent Franklin Kilome to the New York Mets in exchange for what infielder? And I will give you a clue because this is a hard one.
This is a hard one.
Probably spent the best portion of his career with Cleveland. Then had a couple of decent years with the Mets. But I would say his best years were with Cleveland.
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, you can call Pat.
All right, let's do it.
You think you just got to make sure he's not going to say something stupid when he picks up.
Yeah.
Are you really phoning a friend?
Yeah. I was watching
Hilarious.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire last night.
Oh, you're inspired.
Yeah, so kind of.
I like it.
Yeah.
He
Nah,
doesn't
no
answer
answer.
you.
He's in a movie.
He didn't answer you. He saw you called and ignored it.
Because I'm not going to get this one. That's why I was phoning a friend.
So this guy started his career in 2007 with Cleveland. Again, I think had a decent career. I thought he was kind of one of those guys that was underrated a little bit in the beginning portions of his career, but he was traded for Asdrubal Cabrera.
Oh, yeah. And I thought that was a good move at the time, too. Because he was like a pro,
We'll give you some more throughout the game, but that's what
All
we
right,
got
cool.
for now.
Nice. Like it.
Wow. Some throwback names.
Forgot to pay my credit card bill. Whoops.
You should probably do that.
Look at you.
Whoops.
Taking care of business.
Oh, Jesus. Why can't I remember any login information?
You don't have it saved on your computer. That's why. You should
No,
have
I don't save this stuff.
Get out.
Go. Ah, right on the wall.
You
Right
should
on.
have your credit your login information on your computer saved on your keychain, because I have been telling Jamie this. I'm gonna get on my soapbox. Thank you for my close up.
I don't trust that.
Welcome
stuff.
to my TED Talk. James Edward Lynch does not believe in using the technology that's meant to help us simplify things. I don't have to type in passwords. I have a fingerprint. I have them keychained, so it automatically goes to my password, and I don't have to rack my brain to remember them. I have other places that I have my password stored. I'm not going to say that publicly. We're on the internet, and I don't want people to know where to access that. There's some hackers out here that are super smart. But keep your password somewhere where you don't have to like strain your brain.
I have it. It's wrong. Or I'm not remembering my username. I have it written down.
You have it written down on a piece of paper? But where is that paper? Not with you.
No, and then I'm going to forget by the time I get home. I'm just going to go to bed.
You need to have it somewhere where it's always with you. You don't utilize on your MacBook where you can save your passwords?
No, I don't like that stuff. That's bad.
It's always forgetting your passwords and not paying your credit card bill.
That's not good.
All right, Brandon Marsh.
I'm just going to type it in again and hopefully it'll work this time.
Oh, okay. You're going to get locked out.
Yep, I'm very close to being locked out. What? Ooh.
Oh. Wow. Dang, Tyler.
Did you see this on the Kay Adams show the other day? And I forget the player, but he's an NFL player. He was on the show.
Wow, that was a really fast inning.
Yeah, geez. He was doing the interview with Kay Adams, and his fire alarm was going off because that sounded like a fire alarm, like that, like that very abrupt. And she was like, "Is your fire alarm going off?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't even hear it." And she was like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, it's been going on for a while. I tried to put batteries in it, and I don't know if I put them in wrong or whatever." And she's like, "Wait, so you live in your apartment and the fire alarm's going off? You sleep with this on?" And he's like,
the smoke detector was just beeping?
Yeah, like, every 15, 20 seconds, like that.
Oh, that's a very normal thing.
He said he had it going for almost 2 years.
That's a very normal thing.
What?
It's a running joke. First of all,
he said, "I'm a deep sleeper. It doesn't bother me."
See, I hate to ask this question. Was he black?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a running joke.
Please explain.
That's a running joke in the black community, and I don't know if there's anybody black in the chat that can back me up. That notoriously black people have their smoke detector doing it's the chirp, and the sign of like change the batteries.
Yeah.
And for whatever, it's like one of those unspoken things that is like characteristic of a black household, of just leaving your.
So we used to have a caller, and Joe in South Philly.
Yeah.
And his fire alarm would go off all the time.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know why. I don't know why we as black people,
shivers down my spine.
And it's continuous all day, all night. Yeah. It is like there's memes and GIFs and all types of like funny TikToks about it. But
you're blowing my mind.
Yeah. It's a very common thing in black houses where people do not change the batteries of their smoke detector.
What?
And they notoriously have one smoke detector that just chirps. And what makes it worse is they're like, I don't even know where it is. I had one for a little while, but I was like, I can't be that person. So I found it and I changed it. But it's kind of like, oh, I'm just used to it. Like you said, I'm just used to it.
He said he was living 2 years there. Yeah. I think he was on the Cardinals.
I know. It's a very real thing. It's a very real thing. I don't know if anybody else.
That explains the caller I talked to for all those years. I believe it was Joe.
It's extremely irritating. That low battery sound of your smoke detector needs to be changed, and that chirping. I guarantee you, like, I don't know what the percentage is. It's probably like 1 in every 5, but there's so many black houses that just have one somewhere that needs to be changed.
Ours was going off recently and I couldn't pinpoint it. And my wife got home. I was like, we need to find this now. I was like, I'm starting to go insane.
It's like a cultural thing.
You have to help me.
It's a cultural issue.
Wow.
I know. I wasn't going to, like, when you started bringing it up, I was like, dang it. Yeah, he's black. I can tell. And whatever the player that was, I mean,
you'll have to look it up.
It's if you actually you're gonna start seeing it more because the internet's listening to us and they always are listening to things, and randomly you're gonna probably start seeing things on like Instagram or whatever of videos of people laughing. Like one of the common things that you see, there's like lists, and one of them is for black people that their battery for their smoke detector needs to be changed.
Wow.
And it's just a chirp.
Yeah.
And then randomly later, chirp.
It's like chills down my spine,
know.
that noise.
I know.
That's funny.
Sorry, guys. It's very very annoying. I also just can't stand the fact that I can never tell which smoke detector it is because they beep so spread out. And this is probably why a lot of people...
It needs to do like a beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, because
like
it's
something
hard
where
to
it's a
find
little
it.
extended. Yeah, I'm with
Because
you.
it beeps once, and then you feel like an idiot.
You're like, was that upstairs?
You're
was
like,
that downstairs?
and you're like, and then you're like trying to listen to it,
and
you're
then you're
running
like, nobody
around
make a
your
noise.
house,
Nobody make a noise.
And I find myself
think it's
just
upstairs.
hitting it with like a broom or something. Like,
Is
and
that
then you change one.
Wait, maybe it's the basement.
you change one thing, it's the right one, and it's not. And they don't chirp down; they chirp like out, where you don't know where it's coming from. One of the biggest pet peeves for sure.
Change
the batteries of your smoke
Learn
detectors,
something new
guys.
every day.
Yeah.
And look at me learning things.
Yeah. This is what happens when you have diverse friends. They can
That
teach you new
explains
things.
Joe in South Philly all those years. I was
Mhm.
always like, I think I brought it up to him once or twice. Like, Joe, is that your fire alarm, man?
There are some major cultural differences in society
That's
with how
funny.
we live. And one of them, Black people compared to non-Black people, definitely is a smoke detector.
That is funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's very irritating. But watch, you're going to start to probably like, I don't know how many Black people you hang around or things that you see, but you'll start to notice it more and more. Like
That's so funny.
Joe and
I'm
random
thinking
people.
of Joe now. All these years I've
Mhm.
talked to him, and I was constantly like, dude, how is your smoke detector going off every time?
Every time.
Every time.
I have so many people I know. I have family members and friends where that's like their house just always has a smoke detector going off.
That is classic.
Tyler eating more back there.
Yeah, he's doing a little happy dance too.
At least somebody's happy around here. Sending that energy to Citizens Bank Park and the Phillies.
Oh, Vince just added an Olympics channel to our Discord. As the Olympics are, they've already started, but officially underway tonight. Very cool.
I cannot believe we're already at the Olympics.
I know.
It's wild that it went by so fast. I mean, part of it is we had the 2020 was in 2021, so like technically it really did go by faster. It wasn't like a full 4 years, but still, it's been like so long that we've been waiting, and now it's here. But it really wasn't that long.
Yeah.
In the blink of an eye, we're in petties.
I'm excited to dive into the Olympics the next 2-3 weeks.
I love watching the other sports in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like obviously I enjoy soccer, basketball, the main sports.
Sure.
But I love being able to see
track
like
and field I get into,
gymnastics,
swimming.
track and field. Swimming's a big one.
Surfing in Tahiti. These waves are going to be huge.
Yeah. Did he hit him?
Yeah. I didn't think so at first, but I guess he did.
It's going to be dramatic.
The surfing I'm looking forward to. There's golf.
And they're always adding new games, which is also super cool to
skateboarding
see.
now too, right?
There are some things I didn't even know that was an Olympic sport.
I think it is.
I used to love skateboarding back in the day. Tony
Don't
Hawk.
quote me on that. Tony Hawk was the
Shout out
best.
to my inspiration that got me as a kid. I thought I could skateboard.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awful. It's just never my thing.
Yeah, I never tried to see. I did an inline skating phase for a little bit instead of skateboarding because I couldn't skateboard. I played a lot of like street hockey.
Had a fake skateboarding phase.
I played a lot of street hockey, so it was just natural. I was on the rollerblades a lot, so it was like.
You know, I never learned how to. Wait, there's roller skates and roller blades.
Rollerblades are the straight.
I never learned how to roller blade. I learned how to. I actually have a pair of roller skates.
I roller skated a little bit. The skate palace in the Northeast.
Oh wow!
That's where we used to do our grade school like outings and whatnot.
Dang. Nooms for 9 is saying, "We'll say it till I'm blue in the face. You gotta expect to lose to some of these better teams." Dang. Debbie Downer. Bringing the facts and the hard truth. This is where we are as a people. We just are okay with this. I mean, the Phillies have lost a lot of games in their last 3 series. It's not great.
Yeah. I wonder if we get a look at Rucker tonight.
I know.
He got recalled today for those that missed that. Woo!
So dry.
He's
He
now
got
healthy.
recalled today. For the first time, he's back.
Yeah. I want to see Hayes.
Jamie's sitting here like, have you guys seen the Super Mario movie?
Have I? Oh my gosh,
Okay.
such a good movie.
Peaches,
So,
peaches,
The scene where like the overly optimistic star is in prison, but like all of her songs are like Life is sad. Prison is sad. Like, that's Jamie right now.
Yes.
Like, life is sad. Phillies are sad. Life with the Phillies is very, very sad. Like, that's where Jamie's mindset is currently.
Yeah, kind of.
Pretty much. Didn't you know?
Somebody asked in the chat, what are the chances we get PHLY Sports Arena as the new Wells Fargo Center?
Yeah.
Well, unless you've got a wealthy investor that we don't know about,
Well,
not quite there just yet.
See what had happened was.
So what, the Wawa Center? I mean, that would be the coolest.
The second
right?
round exit center would be appropriate.
No.
Oh, wow, Tyler. Pow, pow.
Well, the Flyers play there too, and they.
Oh, never make the playoffs arena. Got it. Fantasyland center.
Playoff choke artists?
I would be stunned if it's a
PCA?
Sounds good.
Right?
I would be stunned if it's a local affiliate. It's probably going to be a bank.
Just don't be a .com. Like, we have lower.com field for Columbus Crew and soccer. We have crypto.com or whatever it is. Crypto, it's like, don't make it a dot thing. Like, we don't need, just make it a name. Crypto, and then it's like, they have like crypto.com and all this. Just
Crypto's the what? Clippers arena now?
the Lakers.
What's the
Lakers. Okay.
But it's, what's the new Clippers
Yeah,
one?
what's the new Clippers?
I don't know that one. Google that. But I think it's just weird to call a place a .com. Like
the Clippers is something to do with the
Intuit
They're
Dome.
the forum something,
The
right?
Intuit Dome.
no, they're not. That's what it was. Intuit.
The Clippers. Yeah.
Intuit.
Intuit like turbo, like it's a TurboTax type.
Correct.
Yeah.
But like, I'm gonna go to the Intuit.
Intuit Dome.
I'm
Let's
sorry,
go watch a game at the Intuit Dome.
K-Red, I'm sorry. I know that one hurt a little. K-Red's a diehard Flyers fan, and I was
know.
just
I mean, but,
yeah.
but these are
giving
facts.
them
These are
a little
facts.
crap. So I'm sorry, K-Red. I'm sorry.
I mean,
That can't hurt worse than this past decade of Flyers hockey.
no.
Well, so here's the thing.
But the Mad Russians here.
I don't know what's. I don't know which fandom has it like more infuriating because like yes, the Flyers have been pretty darn bad recently.
I think the Sixers is
but
actually
they're
more
on a
infuriating.
trajectory.
Way more because
The
you
Sixers,
don't
right.
expect anything from the Flyers. You actually expect something from the Sixers.
Like 5 years ago, I thought the Flyers might have had something.
Yeah, but like,
So I expected that, but
Exactly.
once in a decade.
but to be so close every year and you just choke, that's why. And the only pass that the Eagles get is they obviously won a Super Bowl recently.
Yeah, but the Eagles have had a standard of success that.
Have they though?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Oh, I mean, over the last
They've also notoriously got
20
broken
some
our
odd
hearts.
years.
But they've also broken our hearts.
Well,
over the years in
sure,
the
but
playoffs.
I think the difference with that is like the Sixers the first couple of years, the Raptors series was bad. Obviously, the bubble was a little
It is
bit
important how
little
they
bit
lose.
different.
You lose on 4 bounces.
So when you
On
lose
the rim.
those games, there's like or those series, it's just. And especially the way that they were rising, right? The Sixers were rising like they were bad, then they were kind of bad, and then they were good and got in. And then the Raptors year was probably the year I think that was a lot
Shattering.
of people's. But to me,
Closest chance.
to me, the one that like broke me as a Sixers fan
I know what you're going to say.
was the Hawks series.
Yes.
So like anything after that was just like banging my head against the brick wall. The Celtics losing Game 6 at home, like at some point that expectation was just like, okay, this is a second round team.
Well, the issue was because, of course, we were okay with the bad years of trusting the process. And then we were like, is this the process? Is this what all that was for? To disappoint in the playoffs and not be able to get out of the East. And so when you look at the fact it was only 2001 that they were last able to do that, and they've had really good teams, had phenomenal regular seasons, get to the postseason, and then fall short. And the way they lose is important because, like, even the Eagles this past season, like, you could see the downward spiral happening long before you got to the playoffs, long before Tampa Bay. But to get to a situation where they're playing well, and then all of a sudden it's like they suck. The Phillies were also frustrating, I feel like, because of that same reason, too. You look at the NLCS. It was like, oh, you're rolling, you got the series lead, and then you turn into pumpkins and you suck and can't figure a way to get out of that rut in the biggest part of the season.
Well, and that's why, to me, I think I look at the Eagles' sustained success as, especially in the NFL, because it's such a turnover league where, like, half the teams each year that made the playoffs miss, and inversely, like 4, 5, 6 new teams get in every year.
And again, the fact they won the Super Bowl, to me, is also the like recently is what helps.
Well, and
Because we can still justify it for now at least, because the years are passing of like, well, at least we got our one.
So you use it as you can use it as a crutch a little bit, but to what I'm saying is like over the last 25 years, the Eagles have been to 3 Super Bowls. They've won 1. They've been to 8 NFC championship games in 25 years, right? 01, 02, 03, 04, 08, 17 and 23, 22. So 8 NFC title games over a 25-year span.
Pretty good.
That to me is a prolonged success story, especially in a league where the career average is 2.5 seasons. So like when you look at the Eagles, I think that is a different sustainable model than or a different level of sustained success than perhaps what the Sixers have provided over the last couple of years, because even in that 4-year run where it was like get to the NFC Championship game, lose, get to the NFC Championship game, lose, it always felt like that team was knocking on the doorstep of being a Super Bowl contender or going to the Super Bowl, and it was proven by the fact that they were there 4 straight years. The Sixers not getting out of the second round for now going on 7 years, that one gets really frustrating.
Oh, they're definitely the most frustrating, without a doubt.
Like they've broken
Definitely.
as a Sixers fan.
Right.
They've broken me as a Sixers fan.
Oh no, and I feel like they've broken a lot of Philly sports fans in general.
Stop with another hit. Right
As
up
much
the
as we
middle.
talk bad about Bryson Stott,
Right
today
up
he's
the
the
middle.
only one that's adding a little something to the offense. He's the reason they're on the scoreboard.
Man on first and second now. It'd be nice to.
Still would love to see a smile or something from somebody. Blink twice, guys, if you need help.
Baxter, blink twice if you're in Milwaukee.
I really wish I could remember my credit card login.
Oh, you're still trying to figure that out?
No, I can't.
Jamie 1, 2, 3, 4.
And the reset thing requires you to put the card number in, and I don't have the card number.
Oh no, there's no other option. Usually there's like additional options.
No.
Weston
Stupid.
Wilson.
So Weston Wilson gets the pinch hit, not Hayes.
Oh, they ran into each other.
Oh, I thought it was first and second. It was only first.
What in the world? This is the most bizarre. Happy Friday. I just knew one of them was going to stop. At least our guys didn't run into each other, knock on wood. Yeah, it is interesting. I knew somebody was going to be coming in. I figured, but I didn't think, okay, that was just a interesting move. It's Weston.
Yeah, so I guess tomorrow we'll get our first look at Hayes.
Lovely. What's his?
I'll be shocked if they win this game. Everything's just, like,
Non-baseball related news. The NFL Top 100 continues to march on.
I saw that Lane
I've been
Johnson.
following it.
Named number 41.
He should be higher.
I gotta see who's higher than him.
Huh?
I bet you Patrick Mahomes is higher. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's a
gonna
safe
just
bet.
gonna take a guess.
There's one.
I mean, because I think he's the best Eagle. But I guess AJ, Devontae would have shots.
Yeah.
So I think AJ Brown is probably going to be the highest rated Eagle.
I think
Probably.
he will be.
Because
Defense-
this is pure done, correct?
Defensively, you're not going to have anybody.
No. Because they've not had anybody defensively to this point, correct?
No. I haven't followed it closely. Is he the first Eagle?
No, I think
Devontae?
Saquon was on the list at some point. I'll try to get you. Yes, Devontae Smith was definitely on there too.
I got the football itch, I'll tell you that.
I'm ready.
You know
for
what's
football.
funny? I don't yet.
I think NCAA brought
I think
it out
I'm just
of me.
a little. It's a little sad to me because it's already basically August.
Yeah, the summer's
So that's
flying,
weird to me. But
Addie
it
was
does
like, I
have
go
me.
back to school in less than a month. I was like,
I know it does have me excited for some fall football and fall weather. And
college
pumpkin
isn't that
season.
far off, really.
College football is not far off at all. Like it's time. In the chat, I know
I got a
guys.
case of the yawns. I'm sorry.
Well, this game has that.
This game's sleepy.
I know Jackie Moon, you're frustrated because you're like, I've never seen a team not know how to hit situationally. Stop going for home runs. Philly 007, you're saying the same thing. It's feeling like home run or bust right now. Yeah, and Jackie said this team will never go anywhere with this mentality. They're the most undisciplined hitters I've ever seen. It just is a shame because the vibes have been so high. Even when they were losing, we've been talking about one of the positives about this team. When they lose games, it's been losing by 1 run, losing in extra innings, close games. It's been just a couple minor mistakes here and there down the stretch. But lately, their losses have been ugly. They've been mistakes. They've been over kind of early. Like even as we had talked about when they lost to the Twins and they were up to, what was it? You gave up 3, you went down 3-2. Once they went down 3-2, it was like, that's over. Up 2-0, ended up being down 3-2, and then of course went on to lose that game, giving up a couple more runs. It just feels like this team is not, they don't have that extra fire right now. It feels so deflating and discouraged, and I don't know. Well, I do know part of why. I think that it's, as we've talked about, the longevity of the season. I do wonder how much the injuries had caught up to him a little bit. And then in general, without having JT, it definitely affected the pitching staff. It's just been so many random things. So please go on and make a move for an exciting bullpen arm. Let's get some excitement back in the clubhouse. Ignite some fire into this team. I know Nooms for 9 is saying we do this every season around the trade deadline. Ah, brother. Here we are again, guys.
And there's Trey Turner's -7. Sandra in our Discord channel says that the Mets. Oh, there we go. Oh. Send him. No, that would have been dumb.
Pooh.
The Mets are going to take over second place tonight.
Well,
I believe.
they are.
Did we say the Braves lost?
They're a half game behind.
If it stays.
They are a half game behind the Braves as of now. So yes,
wow.
they can.
They're playing
the Braves are 54
yeah.
and 47, and the Mets are 54 and 48.
We could have a new second place
with the
NL
win.
squad.
Well, it's crazy because the Braves have lost 7 of their last 10, and the Mets have won 7 of their last 10. And with that, this series is their chance to take over second place in the NL East. I know somebody earlier was saying the NL East is weak this year. The Braves have just been injured, obviously, but they had still been winning games. They were still, despite all the injuries, they still have 54 wins on the season. And compared to the other divisions, it has been feeling like this division's the only one in the NL East where they had 3 teams that were possibly going to be in the playoffs because the Mets have been doing so well that I know at one point it was like Braves and Mets could earn a wild card spot. So is the NL East the worst?
Yeah,
I don't
the Mets
know.
are becoming a little bit of a worry. They've been playing really good.
Yeah, they're hanging around a little bit
and the
too
Yankees,
much.
I think my buddy in New York texted during the show, the Yankees stink. So I'm assuming they lost as well.
Well, here's some updated scores around the league. Let's take a look around
Let's
Major League
go
Baseball.
to the news desk with Renee and go around
now,
the league.
Thank you, James. So if you take a look around the league right now, top of the 8th, we've got the Twins who just came off beating the Phillies in the series. Are up against the Tigers 8-2. We also have a tie game between the Reds and Rays. R&R is tied up at 2, top of the 8th. That's a nail biter there if you want to tune into that. Might be a little bit more exciting than some other games on your TV right now. The Rangers are up against the Blue Jays 5-4, middle of the 5th. Yankees are down to the Red Sox. It's only 4-3, top of the 6th, but it's a very troublesome Yankees team right now. And then the Orioles, with their new players in Christian Pache, Sir Anthony Dominguez, and company, are losing to the Padres 4-2 in the top of the 6th. And then we've got the Braves Mets, as we already told you. That's heading into the top of the 6th as well.
Come on, Trey.
Cubs and Royals are tied up at 0 apiece in the 3rd, and the Dodgers are down 1-0 to the Astros. I have a cramp in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, I need to move.
I know. I think I actually need to move too. My body hurts.
You know, guys,
the 7th inning stretch yet?
Unsurprisingly, Christian Pache did not play today.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Turner with another pop-up.
We've seen this already, Trey. The Nationals are beating the Cardinals 2-0.
Nice.
And the Marlins are beating the Brewers 5-0.
Not saying you have to carry this, but I'm totally fine with silence.
That's why my shoulders are sore right now. Carrying the show. Just kidding. I should have the score update when you left.
Doing a little lap. Need to move. Need to get up out of that chair.
Well, I've been sitting in this chair since what time did we start the pregame show?
5 hours moving in this chair.
What makes it worse is because during the course of this show, the sun actually sets. So we come into the office and it's daylight out.
Gorgeous.
Oh, you're really doing laps.
Yeah.
Oh, this is. Oh, the poor people. You're like walking in front of the people.
Would it be better if I just go back and forth right here?
Probably.
Yes. Stop.
Getting a lot of Jamie on the road here. Oh, should we do some stretches and some calisthenics?
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. How many Miller Lights you had tonight?
16.
I'm watching it on YouTube. It's hilarious. What is wrong with you? Send help. Send help.
Feels good.
Can you touch your toes?
Yeah. Feels good. Like these chairs, you sit so far back. Like, yeah. I needed to get some blood circulating in the hips again, Like it felt like my legs were getting very uncomfortable. Especially with the laptop and
so Corky says in the chat, can't imagine doing a radio show solo. Like this is probably tough for a couple minutes. Can't imagine 4 hours. Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, it is
Jamie
tough.
and I were in the trenches at times doing
special
shows.
set of skills. Just talk to yourself. Yeah, Christmas in July.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I got a picture.
It is already July 26th, so tis the season. In fact, guess who's got some Christmas in July movies?
Oh, God. Are you and Vince texting? Like, hey, did you catch the new Hallmark Christmas in
No,
July?
we haven't really been texting about that. We know.
Because you guys are Hallmark buddies.
Yeah. It's an exciting time because now's the time of the year.
How many movies come out this time of the year, like Christmas in July?
Listen, Hallmark gets a really bad rep because they've done a much better job of creating year-round movie options. Oh no, Jose.
Okay, that's all right.
So right now you get the summer movies, you get Christmas in July. It's a lot of movies, and then they're always dropping some new ones, and they're incorporating some other classic actors. They've expanded past DJ from Full House and Ashley Banks from Fresh Prince. They're adding some more, and your Lacey whatever from
Underalls?
Yeah, they're expanding to add some more actors.
No, I don't know. Lacey Underalls is from
No,
Caddyshack.
Chabert or whatever. I know.
With Chevy Chase. And Lacey Underalls?
Happy 30th Friday of the New Year. Thank you, Spiral Out. We are 30 Fridays in. Jackie Moon is reminding us that the Phillies are the worst team statistically with runners in scoring position.
Oh, that's good.
Bullpenning ERA and strikeout rate in the majors in the past 20 games. Oh, lovely. Well, that's a lovely fun fact because when it rains, it pours. And it hasn't just been... you guys are hilarious.
Jose gets the 8th. All right.
So, are we going to start our
They
first
kind of
game
gave
show?
him oh yeah, we're going to have to stop probably bottom 8th? Mid 8th? Mid 8th?
But that requires Tyler.
Yeah, we'll probably stop after this.
You know what? I've really just got to a point where I don't want to do my job anymore.
Tyler. I just want to get up and move again.
Oh,
and John
man.
Foley is going to join us post game. I would imagine Rob talks a little bit more post game about Hayes. I saw Matt Gelb tweet that for now, Hayes is going to be the left fielder. And I don't know, maybe Brandon Marsh was big sad bro in the locker room tonight, and it affected people because body language was off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was it. Oh, there's a crack. Did you open this door?
Maybe accidentally.
With your calves? I feel like they had some sort of sad moment in the clubhouse because this has been such a very down, sad, depressed looking game.
It has been funky.
I think they have their...
Was Sir Anthony that important?
I think their emotions are bottled up and suppressed, and right now sadness is taking over.
All right, John Foley reports from the
Do you know that
ballpark.
movie?
Yeah. Well, on the same note, John says they're going to come back and win this game and pick us up and bring back the vibes. So
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Yeah. I don't feel a lot of faith, but
I don't either.
I
I
had
hope
optimism.
maybe John's feeling something down at Citizens Bank Park that we're not here in the studios.
I don't see anybody doing anything at Citizens Bank Park. I think we're actually nobody's excited.
It seems sterile there tonight.
Seems dead. Everybody's just sitting there.
Did we miss Kruk singing? I haven't seen anything on Twitter.
Is that why the mood is down?
Maybe John Kruk broke the stadium?
Maybe.
All right, Jose. Good inning. They kind of gave him like a week off there. All right, I think it's time. It's going to wrap up our watch along as we get ready to prepare for the post game show. So we will be back shortly with a new link. We're going to start the post game show, bottom 8th, top 9, whatever it may be. Hopefully, watch this Phillies walk off win with you. Thanks to the great people at Billy Murphy Saloon in East Falls for bringing us some delicious food tonight.
Delicioso.
And of course, you can get Miller Lights. But anywhere beer is sold, but definitely at Billy Murphy's. And we will be there on Tuesday for the trade deadline show, 5 to 7 p.m. We're going to be giving away some tickets. We're going to be giving away some, I believe, the autograph memorabilia. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is RSVP for free on our website under the events tab. Happy hour, us, trade deadline, Miller Lights, Billy Murphy's. That's a winning combination, right?
Need to say more.
So we will be back shortly with the official post-game show here on PHLY. See you soon.
We all silly like the mayor.